the time being. As I've said many times, but I did not interview for another job.
Okay.
I will say, and before I even give you the answer, if I ever give you the answer, this might be like a Mother's Day thing, and maybe I'll just keep this to myself.
Oh, jeez.
But
by you saying, if I ever give you the answer, it means that there's something that we shouldn't know. It means that there's something you're hiding.
That's not what it has to mean.
I think so, Drew. I think you're right.
Let me give my explanation first of why I said it that way. Anytime you or I over the last, I'd say 6 to 10 months, have taken time off for any reason, you got this going on? Is it this or doesn't, I think, need to be answered at every turn. So I decided with the vague answer.
You brought more attention to it, though.
You think so?
Everybody would have said, okay, no big deal. But professional stuff, nobody says that.
Interesting.
Okay. This is with professional stuff.
Well, I'll think about how to answer it. I'll think about whether or not to give you the details later. I'll tell you, it's not a job. It's not a vasectomy. Spec City got asked about that at his poker game.
Yeah.
It's not a vasectomy.
There were
so
a lot of people
really
asking.
spread that rumor. Again, on this show, that would be discussed. Right? That would be any more kids. 2's good. Like I'm good on that front. It wasn't a vasectomy I was gone for, but I'm topped at 2. 2's it. Don't want any more kids. Squared away in that department. 2's a nice number. 3'd be too many. I don't need that kind of trouble in my life. It's a lot of kids, man. Do any of your siblings? 2's the most? Get expensive.
That is true.
In fairness, the baby, they just need they don't need expensive things.
Yeah.
They're a baby. So you're probably
so good to have you back. I don't want to spend the whole chunk of the first part of the show talking about things related to you being gone. I got another question, especially as I stare at you today across the way. The video stream is up. If Cody looks different, he does. We'll get to that.
Are you? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I want to talk some Royals, but then so do I, Drew. I noticed it as well when
we
Cody
can talk
walked
about
in.
that briefly.
We'll get to that. But let's start with the Royals though, because it's not often so far this year we've come in on a Monday and had some real positive things to discuss around the Royals, right? A Monday off of a sweep. A Monday with a team now in position to set up where it could be a massive week for them. Back at home at Kauffman Stadium, a 4-2 road trip, 8-3 since the 8-game losing streak. They are trending in the right direction. I'll admit, I did not expect to sweep by any means in Seattle. I was worried it was going to be the opposite. I was worried they were going to get swept.
After they lost the series before. It ends up being a great road trip. 4-2?
Well, I'd
have signed up for that immediately.
When you sweep somebody, when you sweep someone, it does that. But the way the final 2 ended in Sacramento against the A's, it looked way more like how they had played the first 3 weeks. And so for them to bounce back the way they did in Seattle was very impressive against 2 AL West teams. And we'll get to the homestand at 11 o'clock and the significance in a bit. But what has changed here recently...
Do that in April anymore. It's enough. We've seen it. And I get texts just like you do. Like my brother sent me a text last night. He said, does Vinny know that the season starts in April? And I said, yes, he's very aware. We've had this conversation with him on the air. For whatever reason, this is a cursed month for the Royals. Now, look, they finished 1 game below 500 last year in April. So despite the slow start in offense, they were overall had a better record. That was a massive road trip. And it's an even bigger homestand, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, a couple of things stand out on it. One is the bullpen ERA, which you'd mentioned, of which Daniel Lynch seems to be leading the charge. He's been incredible. And they've started using him in leverage to the point that is, even though Estevez is heading to Omaha, there's no way you can take Lynch out of some leverage. Maybe that means you bump Schreiber down, and instead it's Urseg and Estevez, or Estevez starts in the 6th, and he slowly works his way back into leverage. But you can't take Lynch out of that spot. He's been really good. And the other part to me is not that everybody's hitting yet, but that the situational and timely hitting is better. Yesterday's a really good example of that. In April, Gold, when they were losing a lot of games, they were losing games in which they'd have bases loaded, nobody out, and they'd score 0 runs. Last night, they had bases loaded, nobody out, did not record a hit, and still managed 3 runs, right? Sack fly, ground ball where you stay out of the double. Maybe they got 1 hit with the bases loaded. All right, great. 3 runs? Great. You scored. Did you get the bases clearing double in the 7-run inning? No. But 4 runs was enough to win it last night. And you got the timely sack flies or bloop hits or those things. Now, I will say they still are a bit mistake prone.
Oh, the base pass still at times is bad.
Salvi scored on a great slide yesterday. The send was egregious. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Why did you send him? That was shallow. Salvi's not exactly the speediest guy out there. That was a crazy send. And they're still getting picked off a third and making little tiny mistakes and cutoffs or kicking the ball around a little. So it's still not clean baseball. And yet they've won 8 of their last 11 games and have won a lot since their losing streak and look like a far more comfortable team. And the one thing that's always going to keep them in a win is they can pitch. And as you point out that they're going to pitch out of the bullpen, well, I don't need them to hit a ton.
Oddly enough, the starting pitching hasn't been as sharp during this winning streak as it was when they were losing, but the bullpen's been better. Like, even during the losing streak, the starting pitching wasn't that bad.
No.
It was the bullpen, it was the offense. The bullpen is pitching much better right now. You mentioned the offense, and actually the starting pitching has not been quite as sharp. So, but you have way more faith in the starting pitching bouncing back. I also think they may be, and I know it's going to frustrate people time and time again still, the lineup and the adjustments and how this organization and Q manage it. But
and I still don't like that they're not playing Cags enough and all that stuff. But.
For sure. We talked about it on Friday.
Yeah.
But I think, Cody, the lineup that they rolled out Saturday and Sunday in particular, like that might be the best lineup they can run. Maybe it's not the perfect lineup that you want to see. Maybe you want to see Salvador Perez a spot or two lower in the order. But Garcia, Witt, Vinny, Salvi, Jensen, Cags, Collins, Massey, Isbell. That should be the everyday lineup. That should be your everyday lineup. I understand Carter was catching. We know Salvi's going to catch plenty still, but and Carter did have the pass ball again the other night, I think it was.
Yeah, he had another one.
So
that's still a problem. I don't know what's going on there.
So that's happened too often. But the actual lineup itself, other than the nitpicking of saying maybe Salvi should be one spot lower than Jensen or something like that, I think we finally have found something here with the order. As I say that, it'll be completely different tonight or something. But
look,
I would like to see that exact same lineup, except Salvi behind the dish tonight as they had yesterday.
Here's part of the issue is that right now, and this is like if you had the complaints about Q earlier, the last 10 games. Remember when we got what was that? What was that game like? Was it 7 or 8 games somewhere in the losing streak? When Q literally pressed every wrong button that's ever been pressed imaginable. Every choice he made was a poison pill for the team in that game. Since then, most of the decisions, most of the things he's pressing are working. Like he pinched hit Cags late and it worked, or he pinched hit Lane Thomas late and it worked. So some of the things that he's been doing are functioning. And so, like, it's harder to be complaining about at least that end. But they still got, genuinely, this is always the problem. Now, here I will say, they've won enough games now that if they lose a couple of games in a row, you don't have to, you're not on a razor's edge. But it's like you and I said, and I told you maybe last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, my goal for them and what I think their goal should be is that by May 31st that they're a 500 baseball team, which means they still got 3.5 weeks in order to accomplish that and getting a sweep against the Mariners and going 4-2 on a road trip. As a reminder, they hadn't won a road game since April 6th before that road trip started. Like, that's a good step in the right direction. But, of course, they got the games this weekend and all this other stuff.
Yeah, they're trending in the right direction. They still are 4 under 500. Fortunately, the division is what it has been.
And the AL stinks.
And there's only 5 teams over 500. But, yeah, I think that's fine if you want to set, like, a time frame of, hey, getting back to 500 at some point. You're right that it's not an expectation that they can't – nobody's saying they can't lose 2 games in a row ever or anything. But –
their margins are thin.
You dug yourself a hole. So the quicker you get back to 500, then you feel like you're at least by Friday, right? Or
the Guardians are first place in 18 and 17, so, and they're going to face them directly.
So they could be that or the opposite, right? They could be right back to 7 under 500 and all of a sudden 5 back in the division. So it's a massive week, but you got to like the way they're trending. The bullpen is also settled in a little bit, and hopefully they have found the lineup that they will stick with for a bit.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate if they finally said, this is a system and this is an order that we can at least tolerate. And look, it helps that Carter Jensen and Jack
3 weeks of the season is, and where was the energy level? Where was the kind of the passion for playing, all of that? And then we hear over this weekend, Lucas Urseg wasn't playing in the WBC, but the point, big league club until this week. And I get it, Lucas Urseg's post game.
Whoops, sorry, pardon me. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Woo.
I love Joel Goldberg quickly jumping in and said, sorry, apologies. I do also like the Royals TV statement that they put out about Lucas, about Lucas's comments or whatever.
No,
I loved hearing that though. And also it was it was on a Friday or a Saturday night at 10:30 or at 11:30 at
So
night
most people
anyway.
didn't
So
catch it.
yeah, whatever.
You're probably not even worried about broadcast issues at that point. But just like the calmness in which he says it, like the way I'm too risky for even me to get into it.
Tight ball game against a really good team. Sorry if I'm stuttering. My adrenaline is through the freaking roof right now, and I love this.
Whoops, sorry, pardon me. Sorry about that, guys. All right.
Oops, sorry.
They might never let him do post game again. Like, hey man, you need to cool it.
It was funny. I saw on over on Twitter, Mike Swanson, who used to be the Royals PR guy. He said in all of his time, he did it for like 30 years in baseball. So this guy was around the game for a very long time. Did it for the Diamondbacks when they won their World Series, the Royals when they won theirs. So he's been around a lot of teams. He said they almost never would give closers and post-game interviews because they're so amped up. Like the adrenaline runs so high, they won't do. Yeah, I do too. I mean, again, it's a broadcast thing for a baseball team in particular. And so just seeing them get back into that shape really did move the needle. Let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs, and then you can ask me the question you want to ask me coming up at 10:30. But let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs, and we got the, I guess, news, although this sounded like the way it was heading anyway. Mahomes is going to be available, it sounds like, for part of OTAs.
Yeah, we've got to see on that. He is in a good position to be able to do some things. There's some rules and regulations that go with that, Herbie. So we got to just make sure that we're on top of that part. But if he can do some things, phase two, remember, is there's no contact, there's no offense versus defense. So it's phase three that you get into that, and once you start the clock, then the clock's got to be rolling. So you just have to evaluate what you want to do there. But he's in a position where he can do everything, I think. So.
He's in a position where he can do everything, I think. That was what you need to hear. The other stuff was they want to keep their options open to eligibility for the PUP list, basically, if they needed to. And that's what he was referencing at the beginning. But then the end is all you needed to hear if you're a Chiefs fan. I think he can do everything.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm kind of a balance and they're playing it safe too, where they're saying, no, we only want him to do a little bit because we want the option to put him on the PUP list at the beginning of training camp, because then by the time the games are over, we get to make a decision about whether or not the PUP going into the regular season is something we need to do. Like, as much as I want Patrick Mahomes back fast, easy. Does he really part of me is like, does he even need to throw at OTAs? Is this a necessary thing to do? They're in 3 weeks. He tore up his knee in December. Is it a necessary thing to do to try to get him out to practice? Or is this one of those, you got to give him the reward for the hard work he's put in so that he continues to want to do the hard work?
Look, this is their franchise quarterback. They got everything invested.
They're going to play it as safe as possible.
They're not going to push him to where it's jeopardizing his season or career or anything like that. I think you're right that, of course, Patrick Mahomes wants to be out there, but they also have to protect him from himself a little bit. I'm not worried about them bringing him back too early in the process. That especially when you're talking about your franchise quarterback and everything that's on the line with that, I'm not worried about that.
As much as I imagine we will talk about this knee in the next few months, Drew, if you don't mind, sometime today, can you just I feel like, like an anchor man when they do Panda Watch, or we did Jack Watch on this show.
Yeah, we did.
Some kind of watch, keep an eye on the knee situation. Does that feel about right to everybody?
Anytime there's an update.
Yeah, anytime there's an update, that way, it feels like we're working towards something. We're not just saying the same thing like, how did he jog today? Because, again, if he plays in OTAs, I'd be foolish to tell you guys that I won't be paying attention to, how he looks in a drop back, or how he looks if he slightly jogs to the left or the right or moves. Now, in this, they can't be hit. They can't put on a pad. This is like standing upright, gently throwing a football. And he's already throwing a football.
We've seen the video.
Said, right?
We saw the video. He put on his Instagram, 2 weeks ago, guys? I think it was, where he was in an indoor facility. He was dropping back and throwing a pass or two.
I thought those indoor
I do think there's a level. I don't know if it's not necessarily for, Patrick needs to relearn how to throw to these wide receivers, but from the standpoint of Chad O'Shea coming in and
timing and routes.
If there's a tendency that he's totally revamping, then him throwing at OTAs is where you can at least get a feel where he might not even have to drop back. He might just literally be standing there playing, and just.
You're right about the new wide receiver coach, but not really any new receivers, right? Like the main guys he's throwing.
Same guys.
Kelsey, Rice, Worthy, Taekwon Thornton. I mean, these are all the guys he's used to
is there a single new receiver?
I'm saying if Rasheed Rice has a tendency that Pat got used to so much, where Chad O'Shea's like, we are not doing that anymore because you're not able to beat man coverage that way. This is how you're going to do it. that changes
I think-
the rhythm and
Yeah.
everything like that. So I think that's something that could be more reason why he would be throwing at OTAs.
I said this as it related to the injury, I think, as it happened. I still think the biggest thing he needs to practice is throwing under center. As in, like, taking a snap, dropping back, and throwing. I still think that look, maybe I'm wrong. They've run shotgun, they've run RPOs. The entire time Patrick Mahomes has been here, he's comfortable with them. That's why it's a part of the offense and always will be. But they also signed an under the center running back. They ran fine under center last year. They did not throw well under center. And that might be having an effect on the play action's not as believable, not getting as open. I still think the passing game, but from a traditional set, the way that they've worked that in more with Stafford, the way they've worked that in more with other systems, that still could be in play this offseason. And if that's the case, I genuinely think that might be the thing they need to practice the most. Now, I imagine if he can throw, he can take 5 steps backwards. I don't know that as a fact.
I don't
but
know
assume so.
I don't know the answer in particular either. I would say something tells me, if you tell me even if he was only available in training camp, you're telling me that that's not enough time for him to get more work with Creed Humphrey under center and throwing out of under center, I should say, instead of out of shotgun or the pistol or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really all that concerned about that. He certainly is on the right track, though. Everything they're saying. I mean, if there was any worry about a setback or anything, that has not happened at this point.
No, they made it sound like if anything, he's ahead of schedule and has remained ahead of schedule essentially the entire time. So, like, I guess I'm not overly concerned about it. There's still part of me that's always like, oh, OTAs? I didn't even I figured we'd wait and talk about it come either mandatory mini camp or training camp. Like, OTAs are in 3 weeks. That stuff's close. And I do want Justin Fields to get plenty of reps, and I think he will, because I want him comfortable in case he's got to start 2 or 3 games for this team. Right? Because in the end, he might still very well have to do that. Plus, what was the rumor is that it's either going to be next Wednesday or the Wednesday after for the schedule release.
Although there's another update on today. There's a latest update from, it was an NBC Sports this morning, that now it might be a couple days after. Initially it was the 12th to the 14th.
Yeah.
And now I saw something that could be as late as the 18th. It got moved again. I don't know the reason for that. I don't know if it's because they're working on TV deals or what. There was an update today I saw.
Interesting. So they're gonna.
But we're getting close. Yeah, we're 3 weeks out.
Yeah, it was the third. It was like the 12th or 13th last year. So it's going to be in that mid-May time period, like always.
Yeah,
I guess.
NBC Sports schedule release could be pushed to week of May 18th.
Could be, but not yet. I don't understand how they don't just have a firm date on that. That's always surprising to me. That feels like something you would have every year in advance.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you would know the schedule release date 5 years from now, or couldn't you?
And you could promote the heck out of it and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, why? I guess as much as they are a giant promotional arm for pretty much anything they do, I'm surprised that 2 weeks out, the NFL would be sure of a release date.
The article from PFT said one factor, the 5-game package that's going to be sold separately. YouTube reportedly the favorite, Netflix and Fox. So those 5 games, they're still trying to maybe figure out the actual TV deal or
so
streaming partner.
Those games are going to actually be.
And so they need to get the deal ironed out. They don't want to announce it and not know if it's on YouTube or if it's going to be on Fox or whatever. So maybe that's what's delaying it. But
fair enough.
We'll know soon. Now it's sounding like it's going to be the week of the 18th.
I guess I don't know why you couldn't just slap a to be determined on it, but fair enough.
No. They got to have their time to shine. They got to do their special announcement. They got to promote it on YouTube or Fox or wherever it's going to be.
I do. And I know we'll talk about it maybe later in the show, but if there's any 2 people on the planet who should be deeply fearing the schedule release, it is Vrabel and Rossini. They're going to
the Chargers
get
social media
mocked
team will.
in half of the league's schedule release.
There was a rumor that's
Half.
why it was delayed. Somebody was joking. It's a rumor why that is getting delayed is they had to go through and
Everybody need to make their edits?
Well, I hope it's not.
or they needed to get rid of the
I hope,
edits 'cause it was too much.
I hope it's not that the NFL is going to tell teams they're not allowed to do that or something, because
I mean,
that would
it's
be
been
ridiculous.
no punches pulled up to this point. Why would they have to start now?
I hope they don't try to
because they
cause
care
the
about
Chargers
the
not
integrity
to
of the
do
game, Cody. That's why. The NFL cares about the integrity
then
of
they
the
would've-
way we view their teams.
If they cared about that, they would have looked up what Vrabel's text messages.
Well,
to Rossini said.
I understand. There would have been an investigation. I get it.
They cared about the integrity. They would have at least looked into it.
All right, coming up next, though, let's talk more about the plan the Chiefs just utilized and executed during the draft and whether or not it tells us more than we think. Plus, I have a question for Cody, and I noticed it immediately as I walked in today.
This is Cody and Gold on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Been putting off some much-needed painting? Well, don't wait. Trust the professionals at CertaPro Painters to get the job done right. With over 70,000 five-star reviews, they make the process worry-free, starting with a detailed proposal and ending with a professional result at the right price. Ask about their spring sales event for 10% off qualifying projects through May 15th. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where fine jewelry is always crafted with care no matter the price. Mother's Day, birthdays and graduations, weddings and anniversaries, the new job you got, and even the one you didn't. Give a birthstone necklace, a heart-shaped locket made in Italy, or high-quality diamond studs you can trade up every year. At Shane Company, we have something for everyone, because a friend wants you to win the gifting game. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
DQ presents the $7 meal deal. A delicious meal serving up serious value. We're talking 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and of course, a classic DQ sundae. Because come on, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. All for just $7. And now you can try it with the new honey sriracha dip. The DQ $7 meal deal. A satisfying meal full of big flavor for a great value. DQ, happy tastes good.
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee means you get safe, reliable service and peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
At Target, finding something for every kind of mom and every side of mom just got easier. Does she love fashion? Take 20% off select women's clothing and accessories and find a dress she'll love to wear. Is she into the outdoors? Freshen up her favorite spot with up to 40% off planters, pillows, and poofs. Or keep it classic. Fresh tulips for just $12 and a dossier fragrance trio for $32. Whatever mom is into, we've got it. Celebrate mom her way, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. And you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
Just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Royals coverage is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City.
Brought to you by Blue KC is the Coaches with Character program. Do you know a rock star high school coach in your district? Nominate them for the Blue KC Coaches with Character program at bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character. Let's make our coaches feel special and make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello.
Just get started.
Right at me.
Just get started. Well, the music. Just
Is this a Drew beat?
No,
I don't
this
recognize
is from
one.
Bryson Tiller's last album.
Oh, that's why I don't.
not the same Bryson Tiller.
No, but I don't listen to much Bryson Tiller.
It is not KU's Bryson Tiller. It
Missouri's.
is
He's not.
Louis-
He's not.
Louis-
No.
correct. I'm
He's
sorry.
not KU's Bryson. He is the Missouri Tigers Bryson
Correct.
Tiller now.
Is Bryson Tiller somebody I should listen to? I haven't listened to much of his stuff, Drew.
I like Bryson Tiller a lot. A lot of people think his first album is the best one he's ever made, and he hasn't come close to it since. But you can find good music everywhere.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with the first album then. You know,
the first album is his best one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drew's a J. Cole
Exchange,
guy.
Don't Rambo.
Drew's a J. Cole guy.
I think he's told us that's
like
his
J.
favorite
Cole.
rapper. Maybe.
No, J. Cole's not my favorite rapper.
He's very good. J. Cole was on the Spotify playlist over the weekend.
There you go.
randomly.
His new album or
No, it was old.
J. Cole. Forest Hills Drive, J.
2014
Cole.
Forest Hills Drive.
Hey, the best album.
It's a great album.
12 years
Cody
old
looks
now.
shocked that I'm saying this.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I know you listen to a variety of music.
All over the place. You shocked me this morning, though.
Yeah.
I walked in, hadn't seen you a couple days, so not like you were gone for a week. You were gone for 2 freaking shows.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 days more than normal. Is
Okay, 2 days. But I walk in, and when you're around someone as often as we are as a show, like any slight change, whether it's hair color, hairstyle, not wearing glasses,
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
don't have my
notice.
glasses on.
What you said you were gone Thursday for professional stuff. You didn't
glasses unrelated.
I've gotten LASIK. Are you
No.
ditching the glasses and are you in the contacts now?
Glasses unrelated.
You look different.
Yeah, of course I
see
do.
okay?
Yeah.
Can you drive?
Legally?
Are you supposed to?
The
be
way you
driving?
said before, it makes
I
it's
could drive.
concerning.
Does
Can
my,
you see the car's
does-
license plates in front of you?
I'll have to test that. I don't think I was paying too close attention to that on the way.
He was
Does,
locked in.
does my driver's license technically require me to wear corrective lenses while I drive?
Yeah, your license says corrective lenses.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Are you wearing contacts?
No, I don't own
So
contacts.
what the
I've
hell?
never owned contacts.
So you just decided then
No.
to not wear
So,
glasses.
I did not
today.
get LASIK. I do not have contacts on. I lost my glasses. Like
How
a
do you lose your
7-year-old.
glasses that you wear all the time?
Look, it's a fair question. As you know, I wear mine sun up to sundown. I don't take my glasses off.
90?
I wear them. I wear them all the time. I never
Right.
take my glasses off. I am very good about not losing them or breaking them. They last a long time for me typically. What happened? So yesterday I was doing several hours of yard work. In grabbing my leaf blower and a couple of other tools, I had switched between I'd had my glasses because I was just getting out of the car. I was grabbing stuff. I put my glasses in my pocket because I wasn't going to go all the way in the house. I wanted to start yard work immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I then put my sunglasses on my face because I was going to be working in the yard.
Uh-huh.
And then at some point when I wasn't paying attention, the glasses fell out of my pocket. And despite maybe an hour of looking in the yard, I can't find them.
What?
I have some ivy beds, and then I've got a truck bed full of sticks and brush and stuff that maybe they're in there when I go dump it today at the lot. Maybe I'll find them.
You don't even know if you were outside though when you lost it. Lost them.
I'm about 95% sure because I scoured the house. And the off chance I just happened to leave them in the house or something like that, Drew, turn the house upside down.
Okay.
They're not in the house. I think I lost them in some like ivy bed or in like, I think I lost them somewhere in the yard and I can't find them. And so I already ordered new glasses because I'm like, I'm never going to find these stupid ones. So I already ordered new glasses and they'll be forever before they get here because glasses never come fast. So I just got to be blind for the next 2 weeks.
Someone's right. The irony of not being able to find your glasses.
Of course. And your glasses would help you find them, hypothetically.
Yes.
But I'm nearsighted, so like you'd think I'd be able to see down to the ground, hypothetically. My problem is like I don't even like my vision's actually not that bad, but it's I still have, I guess. I have a lazy eye. And so what happens is the glasses just make that never happen. And I had 2 surgeries on it. So my eyes can't focus. So I constantly get like blurry vision or like headaches.
Drew, Cody said he can drive.
I said I'm fine. What am I going to do? Take an Uber every day? That's crazy.
I don't think you can be driving right now. I also think the text line's correct. Stop the damn yard work. Last time you did yard work, the last time you did yard work, you mowed over a wasp nest and you got stung in the mouth.
That sucks.
And your whole mouth
now
swelled
losing
up.
My glasses.
Now you're losing your glasses. Maybe, just maybe, it's not meant for you to be doing yard work.
Someone's saying the wasp might be the one that took the glasses.
Yeah. Somebody said the police are going to be outside the radio station at 2:05. Come on. My vision's not that bad. It gets blurry sometimes. Or I have to try really hard to like keep my eyes focused.
Are you going?
That's all.
Did you go slower on your drive this morning, knowing that
traffic was bad, so I went slow anyway?
Okay.
No, I'll drive like normal. This isn't the first. Like Gold might remember, there was one other time on the show that we were in the middle of the show and my glasses just broke.
They did.
I'm like in the middle of the show, Drew. They just like fell apart and disintegrated. And so I was like, well, that's no good, and these don't work anymore. And I went like a week without glasses.
Have
around
you thought
that time.
about? I know you said that you've
thought about contacts.
I know you have the eye issue since you were born or whatever, but like the contacts, can you wear those?
I'm not a particularly good candidate for them.
Okay.
Because of some of the previous eye surgeries. Okay. So sticking with glasses, and again, I get it. Like the switch between glasses and sunglasses. I remember you talking about that with Dury. The switches between them, it's kind of a pain. And I'm usually very attentive and pay attention to what I do with my glasses. But I wanted to start the yard work immediately.
People are saying you just have you don't have a backup pair. That is true.
Okay, so I keep telling myself to get a backup pair. And then they always like, before I order it, then eventually they break or something happens. So no, I do not have a backup pair. 0 backup pairs of glasses. And now I won't have a backup pair again. I just ordered a pair. So that's the pair now.
Okay.
I'm not going to order 2. Glasses are expensive. I'm not going to order 2 pairs right now.
I don't know if this is sarcasm or if this is actually like this person's trying to genuinely help. From the 913, pro tip from a glasses wearer: use your phone's camera to help you look for things. You can also zoom. Really helps me find them.
It's like that.
Zoom in on the yard.
You can also
ivy
zoom
beds are
part.
an
Makes me think
impossible
it's
place to look
sarcasm.
for. Do you guys think the only thing I came short of, should I just take a rake to them?
No, because then you're going to break the glasses when you find them.
Would you rather break them or would you rather find them and break them or just not be able to find them? I guess is
I
what
think
you're looking
my
at.
wife hated me for half of the afternoon because if you get like a song stuck in your head, how much it bothers you sometime to figure it out. The earworm of where the hell are my glasses? I thought
Are your
I
sunglasses
was gonna
prescription?
Go insane. No. No. My prescription sunglasses flew off a boat 2 years ago.
Well, good luck.
I did order some prescription sunglasses though.
Good luck
because I
finding
wanted
them.
those as at least a backup for driving.
People watching the video stream is saying that it's tough for them to get used to it right now.
I know. I don't look the same. I feel weird.
Then you got a new hat on.
I constantly touch it. Well, like,
he's got a new hat on too that I've never seen him wear before.
It's a Big 12 hat too. I noticed that earlier. I thought
it is a Big
I
12
noticed
hat.
that earlier.
And it's the KC Mo hat, but it's a Big 12 hat. I've never seen you wear it before. I think it's new.
Is that from the Big 12 tournament?
Yeah, it was around there. I've worn it maybe once or twice. It's not like a everyday hat. I wear my glasses so much as the permanent red marks indent on both sides of my nose.
Back in the day, I do remember
It's
that.
permanent.
Pre-LASIK, I remember that. Yeah, that was one of the annoying things with having glasses. All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully you find them.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm not going to
Good luck
find them. I'm
to
just going to
you.
hope that I paid for the expedited shipping because,
if Drew,
I'd like them faster.
How much money would you give Drew if he, after work, you went to your backyard and he
found them?
searched for an hour and found them?
$100.
Oh. By the way, does that apply to anybody?
Yeah, fine.
Anybody?
But I'm not going to just give the whole listening audience my address.
Anybody in the city can find his glasses.
You're going to have about 35 people at your
Dude,
your
I looked
place.
so long
I bet you'll
yesterday.
find it.
I bet you
You think we'll find it?
Oh,
Yes.
if we had 20 people in your backyard, like they're doing a search for a missing person, they'd find your glasses.
And we're all just walking
line,
in zones.
In a line, yeah.
The amount of people coming up and asking, what are you doing, actually? Oh, I'm here to help Cody
It'd be
find
worth
your
every
glasses.
cent.
Yeah.
I got to
All right.
wait. I'm going to have headaches for 2 weeks. Ugh, the worst.
Yep, not good, man.
So the stream should get used to you with no glasses then.
Yeah. It's going to take a little while for there. I ordered them immediately. I ordered them even though I kept looking for the glasses because I'm like, well, those will just be my backup pair.
Yeah.
If I can locate them.
I got you.
It is time to order a pair no matter what. So I just ordered them. But, you know. it's a
People offering their
Sunday.
metal detector.
Would that work on
Are
like
your glasses plastic, though?
No, there's some metal on them.
Okay.
There's some metal.
Yeah. All right.
Metal
Well, we'll
detector.
check
I hadn't
back.
thought about
We'll
that.
check back
Now
in
we're
on this.
talking.
We'll check back in on this a little bit
If
later.
you bring me a metal detector 913, I'll use it tonight. And you don't even have to search. You're good for 20 spot if I find it with the metal detector. I won't give you the 100, but I'll give you $20 just for finding them. I'm desperate.
Yeah,
man.
pay your kids $20. Make them go out there.
I'm desperate. Desperate to find them. Let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs off-season plan. I saw an article up at ESPN from our guy Nate Taylor talking about the Chiefs plan, and they are trying to make you believe that their plan wasn't to draft all defense. It's just, sometimes the board go that way. And you know how I read this was? That's not true at all. And I can't be convinced in any way because I'm still convinced, Gold, that if you had a board of 50 players you loved, and I think it's normally like 25, and in the 4th round, your 21st best player is a defensive player, and your 23rd best player is on offense, and you've taken defense, traded 2 more picks for defense, BS, you draft an offensive player. I can't be convinced that somebody is just true to their board no matter what, every circumstance, 100% of the time. It's insane. Nobody operates that way. Need versus availability versus how the draft already went versus what you've already drafted plays a factor. What I think that was a warning shot across the bow of, hello, offensive players, either be good this year or we will draft and replace you next year when we have 1 million picks in an extremely deep offensive draft. I think it was a warning. I think their plan was always to draft defense, but they want to make sure that the wide receivers stay working. That it wasn't that we didn't want to replace you. We did. The draft just didn't fall that way to replace you. That's all.
So I think, yes, did they go into the draft thinking that the first 4 of their picks were all going to be defense? No, I don't buy that, and I think there's truth to that. I don't think any team probably goes into a draft and says, we are definitively using our first 4 picks on defense and defense only. Now, you may go in thinking you got more needs on defense, which is what I think they did, and said, hey, we have more needs on defense. Perhaps this draft class as a whole doesn't have the offensive prospects that we would like to have seen if we were trying to really address offense this particular offseason. So I think there's a little bit of both, but there is no doubt that they have put their stock in this season on guys like Rice and Worthy having their best seasons as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Or banking on somebody doing it, yeah.
And that they're banking that Kenneth Walker, of course, in this rush attack is going to be vastly better, and I think it will be. That's what they're banking on more than it is anything else. Defensively, was the area they thought they could address most effectively in the draft, more so than offense.
I think it's just but why even make the statement of we weren't trying an offense? So make Mahomes feel better? Because there's got to be an alternative motive to saying, why is it that you feel the need to say the plan wasn't on the defense? To say, hey, if the offense is a little bit worse, we were going to fix it. We just didn't get to it. Or to tell Mahomes, hey, man, we were going to get you some weapons. It just didn't work out. Or is it to tell your offensive players, we still think you're part of the problem and we need you to be better and we will replace you? I think it's a future threat. I really do. I think that's not, and threat in the, no coach comes out there and says, I'll just replace you. Because, maybe they do, but in a closed practice setting, not in a public forum. And so, that part of it, I think, is different or interesting in the sense that and you and I both know, there's a reason why they felt the need to say it. It's either to protect themselves from an offense that doesn't grow as much as it is, and I'm not going to let them use that as a crutch, because you still could have drafted offensive players. That's always a choice. If the offense doesn't take a leap forward, that's your fault. You didn't try to improve it in any way. Now, if it's, the defense is that much, but with other than Ken Walker, I apologize, in the draft. Because again, Ken Walker's not nothing, which means they should be better on offense, just generally speaking anyway. That might be the other part of this is they don't want to admit that their entire offensive fix hinges on one dude. Their entire offensive fix hinges on one player's getting better, but one signing.
Yeah, one signing, and then, I mean, I don't know if there's any team, certainly that I've covered, we've talked more about a wide receiver coach ever before.
Yeah.
And is that, I'm trying to decide
it's
if that.
Just because of the lack of qualifications from
I'm
the last
trying to decide,
versus,
is it more because everybody really thinks Chad O'Shea is that amazing? Or is it that the guy they had before had no business being the wide receiver coach? Maybe it's a little bit of both. I do think Chad O'Shea is going to help this team quite a bit. But the fact that we're talking about a wide receiver coach so much, I don't know if this does this happen in any other market with any other team where in Buffalo, are they talking about their wide receiver coach? Have they ever? I think it's because of how bad and unqualified their prior wide receiver coach was.
Oh, yeah, it's the combination. Super qualified, completely unqualified, and then, of course, the production out of the wide receivers that's in the mix. By the way, that person is bringing the metal detector by, so I'll be happy to search my yard.
Perfect. I'm going to use it during the show. I just want to see what we can find under just around the building. Yeah.
Great. I'll bring it back to you. No questions asked. I just want to find the glasses. If I discover any gold buried in my backyard, 50-50, Luke. That's the name of the texter. 50-50 if I find any buried treasure in the back of my house. Seems unlikely, but, on the off chance, I want to at least give him part of a reward. What?
Yeah, no, people are saying, what else are they going to find in your backyard? General.
Oh, this is not easy there. First, this house is built in like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
Someone would have found it by now, certainly, if there's anything outside there. I've never used a metal detector in my life. Are they hard to use?
I don't know. I never used one.
I assume it's just kind of like a weed eater, just like a trimmer, just like
there's a lot of false readings, I would guess, right?
I genuinely don't know. Never used a metal detector in my life, but I'm assuming it's somewhat self-explanatory or something YouTube can teach me. Again, back to the Chiefs.
He's going to find a spatula or something. Anyway, go ahead.
Anything I find, I will report back on the show tomorrow.
All right.
Whether it's my glass, Spec probably wants me. Maybe I'll have my wife record me using it for a minute, so we can have a social video up of me attempting to find my glasses using a metal detector like an idiot is probably the way I would best describe it. But the Chiefs offseason is going to be interesting. It's the most interesting one. I'm trying to think. Probably since they lost that Tampa Bay Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl losses that make it interesting. And the last Super Bowl loss was interesting, but then they followed it up with a top 10 draft pick here. So the defense, the offense, who's better, what carries the team, can anybody take a step forward? All those things are going to matter a ton. I don't know. We'll talk more, obviously, about the Royals coming up in 10 minutes. I don't know if the audience cares as much as maybe some of the NBA playoffs. Two things completely enamored me. One is the Celtics blowing it. That's just funny and entertaining for a million different reasons. Handedly scoring like 25, 7, and 7 every night to drag teams to another round of the playoffs. Look, they're not going to win the title. They're probably going to get swept by the Thunder, who are still the best team in the league. But genuinely, can I not be a little impressed with what he continues to do over 40 years old in the NBA? It's the Tom Brady stuff.
He is the same age as JJ Redick and Mark Daigneault, by the way.
Nobody his age in NBA history has ever been this productive. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he's one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, what he did in the Rockets series was so impressive. Unfortunately, they're still not going to get Luka back, and so they're 15.5-point underdogs against the Thunder, and so it's probably going to come to an end. But yeah, to get out of that series against Houston, and I know Houston didn't have Kevin Durant at times.
4 out of the 5 games, or 5 out of the 6 games.
Yeah, for LeBron to do that at his age was remarkable. They needed every bit of it. That was the only way they were going to get out of that opening round series, and they did, and that should be something, because people would have, for those that are saying, oh, it's not a big deal, he got out of the opening round. I can promise you this, if they would have lost the Rockets, people would have used it against LeBron and said, you couldn't even have done that on your own. Michael Jordan would have been able to do it. So people would have used that against him. So I actually do think it helps his legacy in a weird way, because it would have been something that people used as a knock.
I did think it is really interesting. Like Rich Paul, who's his agent, business partner, said LeBron's legacy's been set since 2014. He didn't even need nothing else adds to it. Nothing takes it away. It's just, this is LeBron James. And I thought that was really interesting, because this whole, it gets old, the whole debate. And there was a great story. I don't know if you guys have read it. I think it was Dave McMenamin who wrote it. LeBron talks about MJ and how, there's some things that he says, I think MJ does better than me. And there's some things that I think I do better than MJ. I thought it was a really good article regarding that whole conversation because there's no such thing as the greatest of all time. It's all an opinionated thing. But LeBron doing this, obviously, if you're a basketball fan in general, you can't help but love it. I also do think, again, this is why I would have had J.J. Redick as Coach of the Year, because the job he's done has been insanely good, because Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves missed more combined games than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown did. And this team was a better seed than the Rockets, and he's coached them up so well. I thought J.J. Redick should have been in that conversation for Coach of the Year, but yeah, it probably comes to an end against the Thunder. But
and then
J.J. Redick's done a ridiculously good job.
And you said it about Boston and Philly. Now, look, Boston and Philadelphia, two sports towns and cities that I don't care for, but I enjoyed seeing Boston lose as well. And it's the first time Phillies beat the Celtics in a playoff series since 1982.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then Joel Embiid, of course, played at KU as well. And when he is healthy, which is not often, but when he's healthy, he's about as good as it gets on the floor, and he's almost unstoppable at times. And he was awesome for Philadelphia. They were down 3-1. They come all the way back. And now we get Philly against New York. And I know the Knicks have been the better team all year, but that's a series that I could see the Sixers finding a way to win.
More embarrassing, was it the Celtics blowing that lead or that final game for the Hawks?
Oh, my goodness. Celtics blowing the lead is more embarrassing, but that Hawks game, that was like an opening round NCAA tournament game in the women's tournament is what it was. It really was. It was insane,
if you want
the
to add a third
discrepancy.
to the list, the Magic blowing their lead. Their lead in Game 6 was the worst out of those three.
The Hawks one, the part of it that I can't it's like why people slow down for car crashes or anything else. The Hawks one I became immediately fascinated with because of on League Pass, Drew, as you know, to have to be getting beat by like 80 points in an NBA playoff game and still do all your in-stadium stuff is hilarious. Get loud. They're just playing all this stuff and they're down 80. It's hilarious for a team to have to go through game day stuff, the normal
they were down by 50 in the first half, which has never happened before.
While they're down 50.
I do think
it's just like an extra dose of
I know
embarrassing.
you guys mentioned the Sixers-Knicks series.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have tracked this, but more tweets have been coming up since. Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns hate each other. Genuinely. I think there is a personal hate where there are tweets, Joel Embiid directly calling out Kat's name on Twitter, calling him soft, and I cannot wait for this series to start tonight because that is going to be, it's going to be theater just because, one, it's the Knicks playing, but also, Joel Embiid and Kat do not like each other, and it feels like it's more than just a on-court deal. It feels like it's very personal, and that's where the playoffs get fun, when it's the personal.
I already saw Knicks fans are upset too because the Sixers are trying to restrict the ticket sales to just the zip
and
codes.
Embiid said, "Hey, don't sell them."
Yeah, and look, Knicks fans will find their way in the building still.
Yeah,
it's happened before, but yeah, the Sixers are only selling tickets or trying to block out tickets outside their zip code, which I honestly have no problem with that. I really don't.
The series starts in New York tonight, so yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the NBA playoffs have been great. The only problem is it great if all this happens and all of this up and down and different series wins if the Thunder still just win it, or is it inevitable?
I think it's
because there is a part of an inevitability that I thought from day one the Thunder would win the championship.
Normally the opening round stinks, and the opening round we had 3 Game 7s in the opening round, which is phenomenal. We haven't had that very often or before, so. Yeah, I'll take what we're getting.
Even if the Thunder win it, I think that it'll be all right.
And it takes so damn long. So yeah. It's
you gotta have some other entertaining.
It's May 4th. We got another month and a half. We got a month and a half before somebody is crowned champion.
Shout out to the text line. Kelly Oubre also playing for the Sixers.
There you go.
He also played at KU.
Couple of locals.
Yeah,
Kelly Oubre.
Embiid was awesome in that series.
Yes. He's healthy right now.
Yeah, Joel was really good.
As long as he didn't tweak his knee too bad at the end of that game, I saw.
Tyrese Maxey flopped his way right into his kneecap. He did. Yeah,
yes, he did.
That was tough.
Yes, he did.
I also think Ant coming back too in Game 3 and 4 in that series. By the way, Timberwolves have a shot.
Okay.
Against the Spurs. Not saying it'll happen, but
they obviously
they got to stay close before Ant comes back.
Eliminated the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, steal one of those games.
All right, up next, guys. Let's get back into the Royals. Huge homestand starts tonight. The Guardians are in town, and we might have a reunion happening in sports. We'll explain that next.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Cole Reagans, and you're listening to Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
The world is coming to Kansas City. Is your parking lot ready? Over at Gann Asphalt and Concrete, they want to make sure that your business is inviting, that it's safe, and that, of course, your project is cost-effective, because they want to make sure that you're ready and that your business is ready before the world comes here. That's all possible over at Gann, who can handle any type of project your parking lot would need. That's because they're one contractor, all things parking lot. Check out their projects at GannAsphalt.com or give them a call at 816-688-3512.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Fanatics Sportsbook is turning up the heat with squad bets, the smarter way to parlay. Available across NBA, MLB, and NHL. Just tap into the Fanatics Sportsbook app and build your custom squad by combining player stats into one bet. Pick points, rebounds, assists, strikeouts, goals, and set your target. And here's what makes squad bets different. We all know one cold performance can tank an entire parlay. Not anymore. With squad bets, one player slips, another can step up to cover. One player cannot bust your parlay. Your bet stays alive, all the way to the very end. Track it live. Cash out whenever you want. Squad bets, only on Fanatics Sportsbook. Parlays hit different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Hi, I'm Carter. And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out,
leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
When Bill Lambert started Midwest Heating, he realized something very quickly. The most important thing a customer can give you isn't their money, it's their trust. I'm Airman for Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Midwest and Lennox are now offering up to $1,400 rebates on high-efficiency home comfort systems and 0% 60-month financing with approved credit on these qualifying Lennox systems. Every day, we strive to meet the highest standards in the industry, yours. But we are human. If we make a rare mistake, we make it right, and right away. That's what Bill instilled in all of us. Now, the third generation stands on the shoulders of the past, improves on it, and passes it on to the next. Give us the chance to earn your business. Just dial 943-8787 or go to MidwestHeating.com. Trust your air to the best. Midwest. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
Range Bait with Dusty Likens is now up on the Fan's YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter channels. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, 11 o'clock hour here on a Monday. Cody and Gold, Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon. Nixon coming in strong with the music already to start the
More
show.
Bryson Tiller for you, Cody.
Yeah, no, this is good. I don't mind this at all. It's a good start to a Monday. We got the trash of the day coming up in 20 minutes.
I need a favor, Drew. Our guy, Luke, is bringing a metal detector for me.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can search for my glasses. Do you mind going down there and grabbing it? I don't know how heavy it is, but it's probably fine. What? We're doing a show.
You hear yourself?
I asked him nicely. I said, would you mind?
Go get your own damn metal detector.
Why can't Drew grab it for me?
I mean, you're just sitting him down there. It's for personal use.
It is.
This is not show related.
Do you know who I am? I'm the host.
This is personal related.
Wow, he's making it seem like I'm big timing it.
You kind
Am I
of are.
big timing Drew?
No, you're not.
By asking him to grab the metal detector?
Listeners bring a metal detector for you to go use at home to find your glasses, and you want Drew to go down and grab it.
Hey, hold on. If he finds the glasses, you owe me like $2 out of this. I don't know, something like this.
Like a delivery fee? I'm good for $10, Drew, if I find him. I'll get you $10.
All right, he's running.
I didn't think you heard me. Great, I'm off the hook on that.
He's running downstairs.
He never even heard that. You know?
I picture the metal detector. It's either It's either going to be like the most old school looking metal detector ever that you could have used back in the '60s, or is there like some modern version looking one? I honestly don't even know how the whole thing works. I feel like you get a lot of false readings on that.
I don't know. Luke's going to have to tell us over on the text
You're
line.
sending him down there.
I will make sure
My
to
goodness.
bring it back to Luke directly. That way, he can have it returned. All in one piece, no problem. I assume it's easy to use. I just thought we were hosting a show. I thought, you and I could talk about the Royals' upcoming homestand while Drew was gone.
Someone said you're going to find Bink's Pizza Cutter with the metal detector.
Both in the Northland, so maybe.
The pizza cutter, the infamous pizza cutter.
It could be.
The pizza cutter that prompts divorce in this city.
Honestly, it's going to be funny if I find anything that isn't my glasses, probably at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you, Drew, even if you're not listening. And I appreciate you, listener Luke, for bringing me. Let's talk about the homestand.
While he's downstairs doing your personal work, let's talk
company time,
on
too.
company time. Let's talk about the homestand. You're right. The Guardians are in town tonight. Michael Wacha on the bump. 6:40 first pitch here on 96.5 The Fan. I'm looking forward to going out there tonight. It's also May the 4th, right? So they're doing some tie-ins there. Cags bobblehead night, first 15,000. I'm excited for that, selfishly. I'll be there as a fan tonight. I know Dusty's going as well. I think we are sitting nearby each other, as a matter of fact.
Weird.
But I will tell you this. I think you look at this entire week, for those that are still mentioning, hey, look, the division is 2.5 games and all that, well, then this is a week that is going to completely shift the narrative. I will say till after Memorial Day.
Yes.
Like, it's not going to be the season shifting because it's a big series, but there's a ton of baseball left.
Yeah.
But as of today, we are 20% through the season. 20%. So we are 23. Sorry, Drew's walking in with the metal detector. We are 20% through. We'll get to that in a second. It looks like a nice new modern one too. And this week, with the Tigers in town after the Guardians, we honestly could be sitting here, even if there's these issues that I still think exist with this baseball team for sure. I still think the bullpen, while it's been better, I'm still concerned about it. I think we've talked about the offense still. and the base run. Real scenario where suddenly this team is sitting place. Like that's a very real thing that could happen this week.
Now, I'd take 4-3. Like, lock in a winning homestand against two divisional opponents right now. But the problem is that this is remember how last week we said you couldn't buy in yet? And even after a 4-2 road trip that included a sweep of the Seattle Mariners, one of the better teams in the American League, I would say, no, you still got to wait, or they got to earn it in some capacity, right? Your trust again. They go 5-2. Hell, even 4-3. I'll be back in. I'll be back in. I really will. I will have the faith that this team has the ability to slowly crawl its way back, because 4-3 is not going to get them but 3 games under 500 still by the time they're off next Monday. So it's not going to solve all their problems or make everything okay, but it is going to prove to me that they can compete against 2 real American League teams, which they just did in the A's and the Mariners, and the 2 teams you're going to have to jump at some point if you want, or at least one of them that you're going to have to jump if you ever want a shot at a wild card. So that would be 4 straight teams that I take seriously in the American League wild card or divisional standings that you would have won back-to-back, a road and a homestand against, before the schedule, I think, lightens up at least a little. Not till the end of the month, and then the Yankees, who are the best team in the American League by a mile, come to town. But that would say something about where the team is, especially against divisional opponents.
Yeah, because I'm where I think still a decent chunk of fans are, which is get back to 500, then we're really talking, and then you can fully believe that, okay, they've turned the corner. It might have to be something crazy. You know, that's the issue with the hole that you dug themselves into.
I guess that's the thing. They're 15-19 now, so to get to 88.
But I will be fully on board again when they are a 500 baseball team. And that could happen this week. We'll see.
8 divided by 13 is what do we say? That's 8 out of 13. That's a 61% winning percentage.
Okay.
I don't think they have to win 61% of the rest of their games. Is it? I mean, that'd be 78 wins. So but they have to go not 8-5, probably 8 or 7-6. And that's what's crazy. That's a crazy thing about baseball. You're like, how are they going to play 20 games above 500? Go 7-6 for the rest of the way? I mean, legitimately, that would put you 20 games above 500. That's why these 8-3 stretches are important. And they cannot afford a single long losing streak the rest of the year.
Yeah, they already had the 8-gamer.
Yeah, that's it. You can have a losing streak, but it can't be 8. You can lose 3 in a row, but you better save the 4th. And that better include another, we won 5 of 6, they won 7 of 8. Like, it's got to be counterbalanced by anything, which means no long losing streaks, even if it goes with it. But yeah, it really just feels like a truth-telling series. You drug me back in. I'm closer and closer. The team is playing better baseball. You're winning against good teams. You won on the road, which you were not doing during this stretch. The Guardians and the Tigers, that feels like a pretty good test. That feels like a good way for me to fully buy.
And you have a guy
in.
who's been maybe your best pitcher, Michael Walker. I know Seth Lugo has an argument there, but
Cameron's pitching. But everyone will pitch in these 2
Yeah, I'm just about tonight. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
In the series, of course.
All pitch.
I'm just saying tonight, Michael Walker is on the mound for the Royals.
Somebody said, how good are the Mariners really? They struck the Royals out 17 times on Saturday. Look, the Mariners are still a good team. Nobody in the American League
is being unfair to the Royals if you're going to say, well, now we're moving the goalposts. But the Mariners, there's a chance we find out that they're living off of last year's results more than what they are this year right now. I don't know how good the Mariners actually are, but that doesn't matter. The Royals just beat 2 AL West teams, one that's in first place, one that was very close to heading to the World Series last year.
And I would just say saying 2 games above 500 doesn't even necessarily tell the whole story. The New York Yankees are 23-11. They are awesome. They also swept the Royals earlier this year, and we'll come to Kauffman at the end of this month. So a problem. The Tampa Bay Rays are 21-12, so they're 9 games above 500. Do you know those other teams Alex is mentioning that are above 500? 18-16, 18-17, 18-17. Okay, like they're on the brink. There are 2 teams that are solidly above 500, and 2 more that could be not 500 by the end of today. If the Royals beat the Guardians, it'll be down to 3 teams that are above 500 in the American League. Like, it does just, if the Tigers lose tonight, it'd be down to 2. Like, it really doesn't take much because none of the teams below it are even within a game. 16-18 currently holds the final wild card spot in the American League. It's just not been a good start for the American League. The National League's been quite a bit different. By the way, if you're just asking, well, how many teams in the National League are above 500? All of them that are in the playoffs. The top 8 teams are above 500 in the National League. So
the AL off to a very slow start. here in 2026. Don't forget, we have partnered up with KCUC, who's donating $50 to the Prostate Cancer Foundation. For every home run the boys in blue hit this season, 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer. Early detection saves lives. And at KCUC, Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team, you see the best in KC. Scheduled today at kcuc.com. We'll get to the trash of the day here in about 10 minutes. We might be having a reunion in sports, more specifically sports media. Did you see this update this morning? I would imagine some of you are going to be excited. Some of you are going to say, why is this necessary? But according to Front Office Sports, Skip Bayless will rejoin Stephen A. Smith on First Take this Friday. The first time the two have appeared on the show together since June of 2016.
It's been that long? It's
10
been a
years.
decade since skipping.
The reunion
For
of
real?
Smith and Bayless on First Take is described as a one-time show, but I think we all have been around the industry long enough to know if it goes well, he'll be on during football season on Fridays or Mondays or something like that, the way they've had Mad Dog Russo at one point fill in, and he ended up being on all the freaking time, it felt like. So
Do you guys want to?
I guess who's asking for this?
Do you guys want a reminder of what it sounded like?
yeah, just yelling over each other.
You gonna be disrespectful? You gonna be disrespectful?
Yes.
Rudy Gay now?
Yes.
Excuse me, Rudy Gay elevates that franchise.
Did not pass the ball and continue with his momentum in the direction.
He had no
that
choice.
would prevent him from getting to the corner.
Harden got in his way. They ran face to face together.
I'll be honest. Am I
Do you
gonna
miss
watch,
it? Are you saying you miss it?
No. Am I going to watch live?
I thought he was.
Absolutely not. Am I going to watch all the clips? Yes. Because this, I was talking
because they're going to go full shtick. They're going to go all
100%. This is, I think more than you guys. For me and Mac, we're young enough. This is like peak like middle school, high school for us. First Take was the best thing since sliced bread at the time. It was the only place that had these debate shows. They used to pack every single place that they went to. My friends and I would be locked into. Did you see what he said? Did you see what Skip said? Like it is a way to reminisce. Am I going to watch it live? Absolutely not. But I will catch all the clips that are made for sure because.
No, I'm sure I'll see the clips on my feed, and I'll
yes.
probably click on one or two, especially if it's the Chiefs. If they somehow talk about the Chiefs or something, I guarantee
Patrick
you.
Mahomes, and they'll say
they're gonna. You're right. They will play the hits. There will be a Cowboys conversation. There'll be a LeBron conversation,
and there'll be a Patrick Mahomes one probably.
Maybe.
He did a lot of that on his other show. Maybe not the two.
The fact it's not football season too doesn't. I mean, they might do something there, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I don't like. I
LeBron
just again,
and the Cowboys will be on that show, guaranteed.
Who was asking for this?
I don't think anybody
wants
was.
This.
It's been 10 years.
Like,
they just. It's again.
Are the
they're
ratings
just
that bad over at ESPN?
That might be.
I don't know.
Are they that bleak?
I'm convinced that might be some of it. Is you know what? Let's bring some of the OG viewers back.
But it's like it's crazy. It's like in fairness, Drew, like because of our age difference, that's not the heyday of ESPN for me, right?
Oh no, for ESPN itself, no. I'm talking about for like the debate, quote unquote, the beginning of that.
It was the beginning of the embrace debate era of sports talk, which in fairness,
that was the motto, I think,
has not gone away.
Correct.
Like, they created a model that still exists to this day as the primary, I would say, sports television format. The debate style, stand around, worst idea wins kind of category. The difference is they just straight up would scream at each other the entire time. I don't think there's quite as much of that, but it just also feels weird. Was there it was Sharp and Skip who had the like ugly public falling out.
I remember that was after Skip left.
But it was just
ESPN
Skip.
for
It was
Fox.
just Skip who took the check. Is that what broke up the Stephen A. Skip Bayless, or is there something else?
Yeah, Skip got paid big time money to go to Fox.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody said Skip is the only person I can think of that wants this. I would say Skip there. If I had to pick who wanted this reunion more, definitely was probably Skip.
I mean, like, he's just doing his own thing on the side now.
Well, this happens all the time.
Yeah,
You
with
leave.
Aqib Talib, I think. And,
Is that right?
Another KU grad. And then I think Joe McCoy is on the show too.
Okay.
I just think that
Anyways.
it's like, it just feels like one of those things I probably won't be able to avoid the social media clips of it. They'll just be so prevalent.
There will be
You
a
won't
few.
be able, but it's going to have to say something like Kansas City specific to get me in. If So Help Me on Friday, they're into like a LeBron greatest of all time debate.
You know they will be though.
That's going to
I don't
happen.
want, come
because of the
on.
article that just came out with Dave McMenamin, and also the fact that LeBron is still in the playoffs. Like them,
They'll talk
them
about. They're going to
winning-
also talk about James Harden because he's still in the playoffs. So they'll have the classic James Harden
Joel
discussion.
Embiid, 100%, 100%.
They'll play the hits. They'll play the hits on Friday. When
Will you watch?
Well, it's on during our show, too.
Oh,
so-
would you watch if
No.
it was live?
No.
Okay.
I would not watch either, but I will catch the clips.
Did you watch it before? Was that a show you regularly?
It was on. I mean, it was on when I was out of college and in college, so it depends. During college, I watched occasionally. Yeah, of course, I've watched First Take before.
I'm not saying I've never watched it, but it was
You've
like
watched First Take.
I stopped.
Yeah.
No, I have, but it's like by that time, man, I didn't watch a lot of like daily TV sports programming.
I don't know who. I still don't
Mine
know
was
who's
like
sitting.
high school.
I still don't know who's sitting at home at 2 PM watching like these debate shows on
I watched
FS1
more
and stuff.
Cold Pizza than I watched
Cold Pizza.
Stephen A. and Skip Bayless.
The last time that I genuinely sat down and probably watched a full episode of First Take was back when they had LeVar Ball on the show.
Oh,
and he was, shout out to LeVar Ball because, hey, in the end, he was right. LeVar Ball was right.
He kind of
Which,
was.
Shout out to
He
LeVar.
kind of was.
I was trying to find out the power
But
button.
yeah,
on this
when he was saying I would beat, the power button, I'll
All right,
show
so
it to you.
Drew went
Drew knows
down.
what the power button is?
Drew
Yes.
went down and grabbed the metal detector from a listener for Cody. If you're just joining us,
Listener showed me.
a lot has transpired in the first hour and 15 minutes. Cody's back after his professional stuff, which we also addressed. And he said he lost his glasses while doing yard work, and so a listener offered a metal detector.
Which I
and
now
Cody
have.
now has one in studio. Can you turn it on? Does it make the classic noise?
Which button, Drew?
It's
Like
on top.
Does it make like that metal detector
Cody,
noise?
It's
Oh,
on
it's
top
on
of
the top of
yes,
it. Oh,
there
I
it is.
see. Is it on the side?
He said it's on the top up there.
Got
He
it. I bet
pointed
it probably makes the classic.
Did that come across the air?
It did.
I imagine it did. So now I just sweep it?
It sounded like you just
Do we
turned
have
on.
something metal?
Go up to something metal, obviously metal.
It sounded like you turned on a Game Boy or
That's
something.
stainless. Oh.
Oh, it works. I go look
Riveting
for...
radio right now. This is riveting radio.
It works. Hey, it works. It found metal.
Okay.
Problem solved. Oh, hold on. I got to turn this off. It's
Put it near your super bone and see if it.
I don't have any metal in there yet.
Dang it.
Maybe one day when I get surgery. All right. Problem solved.
All right.
Can we go
Dude,
out?
if I
can
find
we
these
go out in
glasses
the,
later with this thing,
Can we go out in the Odyssey, like the grass area, and see if we find anything? See,
we go down there to break.
See if we can all go down there real quick.
Uncover some like old coin or something.
All right. I'm glad
Good
you got
times.
that. Good luck finding your glasses with
Thank
that.
you.
Well, that's a new model too. He didn't give you an old school.
No,
one.
this is a
that
nice
looks
one.
nice.
What percentage chance do you think I find my glasses with this?
Actually, I think pretty high. I'll give you a 75%
Wow,
chance.
so you think there's a decent chance
Your
I-
yard's not that big, and now you have a metal detector. The legit question for Luke, our listener, like I'm sure there's a reason. Like, why did you? Because this looks like a very nice one. Why do you need a metal detector? Like, why do you need to own one? What are you doing with it, Luke, that you need to own one?
He just likes looking for stuff. It's like a hobby.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wonder, or if Luke goes to like the beach or whatever, there's a lot like when I was in Pensacola or even when we go to the Outer Banks in July, there's probably throughout the whole week at least 10 people that I see that have
On the beach.
metal detectors on the beach.
Okay. Someone says Cody's gonna buying one now.
It is
I
hard.
think
Like
you
once
actually
it's
might be
kind of
tempted.
fun. Once it's kind of fun to use, you're like,
Your kids are gonna want. See, the thing is, your kids are gonna want to use. They're gonna think
just
it's
reach for
fun.
my glasses. I don't have like I'm so used to like adjusting them on my face.
Your kid's gonna
Phantom limb.
be who forces you to get one at some point.
Someone said they'd rather have a root canal or do colonoscopy prep than watch Skip and Stephen A.
I mean, it's not high on my
go.
priority list. It's just not.
All right, let's get to the trash.
Trash of the day.
All right, this one goes to Montreal. I was just there 2-3 months ago, whatever it was, February. And I did not notice this because I was not driving in Montreal while I was there. But I guess they have a pothole problem, okay? It's gotten so bad that 2 private contractors decided to start fixing them on their own dime. And the city is
Okay,
saying,
great.
you got to stop.
Oh, what?
There's a landscaper who went viral after posting a video showing him patching the potholes around Montreal, spending about $50 per pothole out of his own pocket. The mayor said, hey, it's a problem, but you should not be doing the repairs. A lawyer warned both men they could face fines between $500 and $2,000 for performing unauthorized work on the city property, but neither has said they plan to stop.
See, this is the thing. Threatening someone for filling potholes. What's your problem? What is the issue
Yeah,
here?
they're finding them
They're
for
solving the problem without you even paying anything.
Clearly, this person doesn't want the potholes fixed, actually. They actually want it to be...
Oh, the mayor?
Yeah, the mayor actually doesn't want them to be fixed.
I'll tell you right now, somebody fix a pothole in the Odyssey parking lot out here, I got no complaints.
We got a bunch.
Yeah, hot patch the hell out of that thing. I don't care. Do whatever you got to
Cody,
do.
for you-
no
for-
one's gonna turn you in here. Fix whatever pothole you want.
for him to not only just say not do it, for him to threaten fining after this person went out of their own way to pay out of their own pocket to help him fix the roads. This mayor does not want the roads to be fixed.
Yeah, but see, our parking lot's not city property. That's the difference.
But also, like,
it's private property, so we tell them we can. Then
if it's a liability thing, like if they sign a waiver that says I won't sue the city if I get hurt fixing this pothole, then leave them alone. Like if it's a liability thing and they're just doing it to protect, like making sure people are safe and they don't want to get sued, lawyers and this stuff exists. Can I sign a waiver and keep fixing potholes? Please?
I would wonder, like, if you're in your let's say your cul-de-sac, your neighborhood, the city hasn't fixed it yet, and you've got a pothole, the entrance to your neighborhood every single day, and it's driving everybody crazy. If you went out there and fixed it, wouldn't your neighbors be thrilled?
Yes, I would. If it was a pothole on our street and I just saw Alex out there tamping it down, I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, you're probably right about the liability part. But I'm saying if it's in your neighborhood or your cul-de-sac, then let them fix it. If it's on Main, if it's down Grand Boulevard in KC Mo, I don't think they want you fixing the pothole there, Cody, because that can cause other problems. Eventually, you might cause a sinkhole or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but also, like, I'm fixing a pothole. I'm not going to make the problem worse. There's already a hole here. I'm not filling it full of spikes.
Someone says,
or like occasionally when they just like throw a cone in the hole and they just don't fix it for a while. You're
I've seen that.
Well, thanks, I guess. Mm-hmm. There's a cone there, so I won't run it over, but it's not exactly solving the problem.
There was actually a pothole just outside of the entrance to our apartment complex. There's a pothole, and I don't know who filled it, but it's just filled up with like gravel, stone, with like rocks now, and it actually filled it up nicely. And
you can buy these kits now at the hardware store. Like if you want to fix like maybe you got like a crumbling curb or whatever, you can do a little bit of that work on the outside. By the way, if you got big parking lot needs, Gan Asphalt's good there. But if you just want to fix your curb, they'll sell you like
kind of like doing drywall kits to your like patch kits, but for your curb.
Yeah, they like cool really quick. You got to mix them together, and then it's like almost like Quick-Crete. You can just like it's more like concrete or asphalt. It'll mold in.
People are convinced the mayor there in Montreal must own a wheel and alignment shop.
Yeah,
I don't want these roads to get fixed.
He does axle work, and so he's just hoping everybody hits a pothole.
The city that I drove in that had the worst roads that I swear screwed up my Mazda's alignment and everything the most was Houston, Texas. That city. Look, you think look, KC Mo has had its problems to say the least, right?
Tough.
We all know there's spots around town, but Houston, Texas. Oh, it's an absolute mess. Potholes all over the place.
Just too hard on the city, no drainage.
Awful.
So it's a warm weather climate sometimes. They got the worst drainage. Mm-hmm. Like anytime it rained in Arizona, it was like floodwaters. You're like, it drizzled for like 10 minutes. Do you know how to storm drain anywhere? And the answer is no, because it gets so little rain, they just don't even prepare for it. It's terrible. You want to try this and break?
That is the trash of the day.
You walk down to the grass for me and sweep it for a minute?
Someone said they're going to drive by
his metal detector
as we're out there.
Yeah, go find out what we got out front of the building.
Sure. We can go down here to the side and see if it beeps. I don't have anything to dig it up with, though.
We'll mark it. We'll just mark it.
You guys go have fun. I'll send you text updates on how much longer you got during the break.
I'll go try it out in the break. See if I find something. I'll bring something out of the desk. Find a ruler or something. It's got to be shallowed. I'll find something to dig with.
Okay.
You're going to... Okay.
With a ruler. Okay.
I'll find something in there.
Do we know the depth on this metal detector?
I think you can set that. He said there's a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know what he's got that.
Aren't you just going to detect like some electrical piping or something?
Maybe.
But don't dig. Call before you dig.
I won't. Oh, that's true. Can I just not dig it all?
Up next, we'll get
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into a same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, be sure to bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. So head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips. You can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one single app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to bet your same-game parlays. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation are teaming up with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sports coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. From April to September, we'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a VIP...
The $7 meal deal. A delicious meal serving up serious value. We're talking 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and of course, a classic DQ sundae. Flavor for great value. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Hello?
Hey, sis. Got a sec?
Yeah, what's up? Diamond pendant. Oh, she'd love this.
Great. I'll get this, which means you're in charge of flowers.
Okay, deal.
This Mother's Day, save up to 50% on timeless gifts for mom. Shop at a store near you or at Hellsberg.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connects to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hey KC, Alex Gold here from The Fan, inviting you to join us for the Victory Run 5K by Planet Fitness, happening Saturday, May 9th at Sporting KC Park Plaza, with a unique course around the Kansas Speedway. Whether you run or walk, bring your friends, bring the family, and don't miss the Kids Dash, all while supporting the Victory Project, helping kids battling cancer experience unforgettable soccer moments. Sign up now and use promo code RUNKC for 50% off. But don't wait, race day is almost here. That's promo code RUNKC for half off. We'll see you Saturday morning at the Victory Run.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
This report is brought to you by CM Mosen Son, HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical Services. CMMosenSon.com.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at CM Mosen Sons Electrical, HVAC, and Plumbing.
You know, you don't have to put off fixing plumbing problems in your home anymore. I mean, you could just ignore that clogged drain or visit cmmosenson.com to take care of your plumbing problems. CM Mosen Son, license 205366.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome in to the Chiefs Red Half Hour. every day at 11:30 with Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
It is the Chiefs Red Half Hour. Rob Britton's in here. You guys, he's the one that asked Cody why he was gone, and Cody responded, professional stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll still
Which
consider
we
whether I'm
still
going
have
to answer
not
that
got
later today.
we still have not got a clear answer.
I feel like I
from
need
Cody.
to explain myself.
We
all the
did
time, you know?
during the break, though, go downstairs with the metal detector that Cody will use to find his glasses. We were testing it out. The video's up on our Instagram account.
Seems to
now.
work.
It did. You know, outside it wasn't as fun because it wasn't. There was nothing to detect.
But I want that. I don't want it to detect things except for
metal.
my glasses.
No, I understand. You know, but the beeping sound is fun. You know,
You give me, Drew, what percentage chance do you give me? You're giving me a 70% chance?
of finding your glasses.
I think it's like 50-50.
Okay.
Because I still got to be right that I lost him outside, which I'm like pretty sure of.
Well, then because then if you didn't, then you'll find him inside your house at some point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. They'll show up eventually, but maybe not today. The biggest one is the truck. I can't metal detect? I'll have to detect the brush pile after I shove it out of the truck. I got a truck full of brush.
People have been asking, where are you planning on dumping this brush? Huh?
Gladstone.
People are wondering if
Hold on.
Mr. blowing the leaves into the street.
No, there's a community site in Gladstone. It cost me $10. I can go dump all my brush at.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
I do it. I do
Line's
that
on to you, man.
above board.
They don't trust you.
Actually, we were just informed. It's been the 1-year anniversary since this show's been above board.
A year ago, we were not above board, but we have been for a year. A year ago, we made the Caglione road trip. We
went to go see Cags.
We went to Springfield. We watched Caglione hit a home run in front of all our listeners
It was
that
a
came
great
with us.
time.
We had over 130 plus listeners with us, and we went and had some great wings and had a great experience at a bar, and it was an awesome trip.
And then after that, because the trip was so awesome, we had to start being above board.
That's right. That's exactly.
I think
how
that's
it went
the
down.
corporate way to answer that.
That's how it went down.
According to my lawyers, I had a great time, and there were no problems. And since then, this show operates fully in the black and white.
That's exactly right. A year ago, man.
That was a great trip, dude. I had an awesome time at the game.
Oh, I had a great time. Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Yeah.
The fact that Cags hit a home run when we were there, too, it just made the whole trip worth it.
And then,
the entire payoff.
And then Bleep hit the fan for a few days, and
now
we're
fine.
above board show.
And now it's fine. But let's talk about the Chiefs. You mentioned it's the Chiefs Red Half Hour. And I think that this offseason is going to be a lot about, because of how young they are, Gold, at a number of different positions, and because they have some unknowns in a lot of different positions. I'm going to find myself asking a question about multiple players throughout the year. And this is just the first one that struck me, which is for next season, I know they're going to count on Karlaftis. I know they're going to count on Chris Jones and Tonga and hell, even Peter Woods, because he's a first-round pick in the interior. What I was trying to figure out is, of Omar Norman-Lott, Ashton Gelati, or R. Mason Thomas, who is the most important player for the Chiefs next season? And I feel like it can't be Omar Norman-Lott because I'm not sure he's playing edge, which means I guess I think it's R. Mason Thomas. And that might be mostly based on the idea that Gelati did not show me anything that proves beyond rotational guy yet.
But I think that's
Doesn't
what R.
mean that
Mason
he can't-
Thomas is too.
Yeah, and
I think
so
they're-
is Omar Norman-Lott for you?
I think they're all rotational pieces. I don't know if they have still this. This is why I would like them to still go sign a veteran. And last week we know Calais Campbell, Cody signed with the Baltimore Ravens. So you're down to Cam Jordan or Joey Bosa, et cetera, from a veteran route. Even if they sign a vet, that guy would rotate in a little bit. But my point is, I don't think they have somebody opposite Karlaftis still on the roster where you're confident can go out there and get you sacks and play a significant amount of snaps on top of it. I think Gelati, who was the Chiefs Rookie of the Year, as being pointed out to us a couple times last Friday on the show. I mean, he was, because of Simmons not being as available as they would have liked. Gelati was the team's Rookie of the Year, and he's a rotational piece. I think R. Mason Thomas, at least in 26, is a rotation piece. Maybe by the end of 26, we're saying, he needs more playing time. He should be the guy. That would be best case
chance
scenario.
To be not that, you know?
Who has
They're
best
all
chance
rotational. Who's the one who's got the chance to play 60% of the snaps instead of 40?
Yeah, that answer is R. Mason Thomas. But I think they're all rotational pieces heading into this season.
Like there's that part of it that always interests me. And like Drew, you immediately answered R. Mason Thomas. Is it just because he's a second-round pick? Is it because he's playing edge where there's less competition? Because the one thing I can't answer is Omar Norman-Lott playing in the inside or the outside? He played both last season. He was lighter, therefore they thought maybe more outside. That might also been because they were desperate. Their edge rushers stunk. And they knew they stunk.
Traditionally in college, I don't know how much he even played outside. I think he's inside.
The problem with Omar Norman-Lott, like on the inside part, is when's he playing? Like, I know you got to rotate those guys a lot. Chris Jones, Peter Woods, Tonga, the interior stuff, it can't be Omar Norman-Lott for importance for this season. Even if they're all rotation, his rotation's thinner. R. Mason Thomas's is far more open. I guess the question is, would you trust a year 2, third-round pick in Gelati to be more or less important than a year 1, second-round pick in R. Mason Thomas? I feel like that's really what you're deciding between.
Oh, I think what you're looking for is Ashton Gelati to take the next step where you're just looking at what R. Mason Thomas has, but based on not only where he was drafted, but also just college production from last season, it feels like R. Mason Thomas is the guy that you could envision stepping right in and having a role in some way, shape, or form that's bigger than Ashton Gelati or
why
bigger
can't he
than
do
what
it,
Omar
though?
Norman-Lott did.
If he had a sack and a half last year on a bad defensive line, admittedly, but we also talk about all the time, defensive linemen might be one of the slowest developing positions in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, it takes them, like, the guys who get 10 sacks their rookie year are way outside the bell curve. They are the far, far, far right end of it. They are the true exceptions to it. The guys who get 3 sacks and then 6 and then 9, those guys are the center of it, far more prevalent. And so, like, and again, I'm not saying he was a star, but he played in all 17 games. He actually started 2 for this team. He had a sack and a half and 3 tackles for loss. That to me is like, if this were like, and this is just, if this were Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the text line would be full of people telling me how he was getting ready to have a big year 2. So, like, with those stats, Gold. So, like, I guess part of me thinks that Gelati could easily be the answer to this question, just knowing that year 2, even as a third-round pick, is far more likely to be a productive year than year 1.
I think it's one of the edge rushers for sure,
because
just because of the Peter Woods pick. Like, I think them drafting Peter Woods, I know that they play technically 2 different sides of the interior, but I think them taking Peter Woods in the first round, now that they're not comfortable with Omar Norman-Lott, but I think
he was the best player.
But yeah, I think that the importance is going to be more for R. Mason Thomas and for Ashton Gelati. I mean, you could pick either of them, honestly. Just because
I'm more
I think
confident in those two than Lott.
Because for the reason you said, Cody, mainly of the edge room's open. Like, it technically, it's George Karlaftis, and then whoever is best in training camp probably is the one that get, like, if R. Mason Thomas it comes out of the gate hot and he is rolling, he legitimately might be at least involved in the rotation significantly. If not, I mean, he might be the starter.
Yeah, and I also wonder, last year the big story up at training camp was Norman-Lott added weight, right? Since he got drafted, they asked him to put on weight, and he did. Up 20+ pounds, and
so he's going to the inside,
but it didn't work well. And so the question is, now with an injury, is I do not know what his playing weight is right now. So is he back down to what he was pre-draft?
Maybe.
And they're going to kick him back outside a bit more, or
they just drafted and signed an interior guy.
That's what I'm wondering. But as far as confidence heading in, no, I thought there was some promising signs from Gelati, but I still think he's a rotational piece. R. Mason Thomas, initially in 26, to me, rotational. But long-term, if there was of that grouping who potentially could be the guy truly opposite Karlaftis, I think R. Mason Thomas is best positioned for that. But I think we're going to see a rotation there, which is why I still think they should go sign a vet for one more year on a 1-year contract to help things on that defensive line. And you're really down to the names, Cam Jordan and Bosa, for example, as your guy Calais Campbell signed with the Ravens last week.
I did see that. By the way, another sign, in my opinion, that, like, good teams know good players, and the Chiefs can still sign. All the players we were talking about last week are still available. This is one of the slowest second runs of free agency I can remember. Like, 1 or 2 guys got signed over the weekend, but it's still wide open. Like, nobody's out here running down to get Cam Jordan or Jawan Jennings. It makes you think, what's wrong with these players a lot of times? Or what are their price tags, and how long do you have to wait until those price tags become reasonable? And so, that part of it is always going to be interesting. And I think that you've got to play this out, I guess, at least a little bit. Somebody's, I get it. Like, people are saying that, like, it's part of a draft failure that they've never found a bookend for Karlaftis. They obviously thought that was going to be a Minihue in the short term, but it is hard to find.
Or FAU too. I mean, that's the biggest one. I mean, I told you, I don't think he makes the team. I hope he at camp with the team. I don't think he makes the team out of camp.
I think he's less important than all 3 of the guys we just mentioned.
He's a non-factor. He makes the team great. mean, it's done. They officially declined his 5th-year option. Shocking, I know.
Yeah, when they said that, people were like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "Wow, what?"
Yeah,
they were never picking up that 5th-year option.
No,
he has like 5 career sacks or something. I don't. Is it that few? It might be more than that. I might be too hard on.
Hurt all last year. I mean, it was a disastrous pick. We know that now.
Yes, of course. Because and like, who cares why or whatever? Like at this point, I hope that he still turns it around and has a nice career as a guy who got drafted in the first round. He's got 3 career sacks, so it's actually too generous. And so, but that's always the tough part about trying to make a determination on it and kind of where things go from there. Talking about injury and people who lost entire years, Patrick Mahomes did not lose the entire year, but obviously did suffer this serious injury. We seemingly got what sounded like optimistic news, I would say, from Andy Reid yesterday about the possibility of Mahomes being on a field soon.
Mahomes is down. He sure is. Timeout for injury.
Kansas City reeling after Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL in Sunday night's game.
We're told it's likely going to be sometime next season before Mahomes will return to the playing field.
He's making progress every day. It's great to see.
I think there's a reasonable chance that he could be ready for the start of next season.
You asked Drew. You asked Drew.
I did ask Drew. You made that quick.
To start the show, you said, hey, like we did with Jack Watch and we did with the mock draft sounder, we know we're going to have constant updates on Mahomes' availability in the knee. And so Drew whipped that thing up here pretty quickly.
I like it.
That's the intro we're going to play anytime there's a Mahomes update.
So the update over the weekend was that he could be available for OTAs or on the field, in which there's no contact, no pads. It's essentially a glorified jog, but does it say anything to you that he is available?
Well, sure.
Or will be available for OTAs? That means ahead of schedule, or at least on schedule.
Well, it just tells me there's no setback, more importantly.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, we know the time frame puts him in position to be available for week 1. It also still wouldn't surprise anybody if he had to miss time, but right now, there is no reason to believe that the target of week 1 is not still in play. And so that's the best case news at this point in time. And Andy Reid did speak on it, as you said, about the plan. And they're going to be cautious with it also because they want to make sure they keep their options open. If he needed to go on the PUP list, there's some rules that they have to make sure they follow to keep him eligible for that.
Yeah, we've got to see on that. He is in a good position to be able to do some things. There's some rules and regulations that go with that, Herbie. So we got to just make sure that we're on top of that part. But if he can do some things, phase 2, remember, is there's no contact, there's no offense versus defense. So it's phase 3 that you get into that. And once you start the clock, then the clock's got to be rolling. So you just have to evaluate what you want to do there. But he's in a position where he can do everything, I think. So.
I mean,
the last part's the key. In a position where he can do everything, I think.
I mean, deeply encouraging, right? I mean, again, and I'm not saying it's end all be all, but like the Chiefs season, and Gold, what you've said multiple times, this idea of where they're going to end in the win total. If you think they're a 10-win team, harder to think that if you know Mahomes is going to miss 3 or 4 games. Easier to think that if you think he's going to miss 0, 1. Doesn't have to start on the PUP list, because that's really what we're watching here. The PUP list is when it starts feeling like a lost season. And I don't mean to say that Justin Fields can't win, but in the sense that accomplishing getting to the playoffs is very difficult if he misses the first 6 weeks of the year. That's a big hole to dig yourself out of for a roster that still has some issues. Versus he just has to miss the first game. He just has to miss the first 2 games, and they're going to keep him on the roster, keep 3 guys going, keep Nussmeier as the backup, I guess, in the first game or 2 while he's not active. That's good. But if on May 4th, he's capable of thinking he can practice in 3 weeks and is already obviously throwing and doing that other stuff, I'd say that that's a pretty encouraging sign out of Andy Reid. Probably the best news out of the weekend, because I can't drum up any interest on the best rookie this week was the Mizzou kid. I don't know. I mean, I'll care about those players when they matter.
We're talking about 1, maybe 2 having a real chance, undrafted free agents of making the team. And that's still always a big if. And there's the reason why we do the whole Camp Darling Island and everything. And it's great. But I mean,
yeah, but it's still a problem.
Right now, they're not wearing pads. They're just running. They're just running routes
and quarterbacks you've never heard of are throwing to him.
Yeah, it's
It's
not even. I mean, I was going to say it's at least some form of football, but it's not even really at this point.
It just doesn't matter. Like it said, all right, the Chiefs signed Xavier Lloyd. I saw someone text me earlier back. Are you guys going to talk about Xavier Lloyd? Like,
no,
and this is not even like a knock. I don't. 2 years ago, he was very good at Missouri. Last year, he didn't play. Don't remember why. But it's also like the odds of him mattering for this franchise ever are like 1%. And if he does eventually matter, I will be happy to talk about him then. But if you and I get hung up on every single undrafted free agent or like camp invite they do, we'd be buried.
He had 2 catches for 21 yards last season.
And people are always like, oh, this guy can play. Just you watch. They got talent, skill, unbelievable how good they are in college. They can't play. They're not even going to make an NFL roster, most of them. 99.99999% of them.
There will probably be one name. There'll be one name when we're in St. Joe that all of a sudden has a real path to make the team. Maybe 2. And we'll talk about those 2 people as it becomes evident who that is. But in early May, rookie minicamp.
Can I reserve a player for our Camp Darling?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, you want to? We're gonna have
like
the first
8
overall pick now. He just wants to.
No, I
just long as it's not like Emmett Johnson or something.
No, he isn't going to be.
He's like top pick.
No, I'm going undrafted free agent. I'm not picking him for. I'm not saying he's the first overall pick, but I think I should reserve and like.
All right,
the
if you're willing to call it
myself.
on May 4th,
Jaden Ott.
Oh, the running back from Cal in Oklahoma.
Yep.
I should bring in. I'd randomly have an autograph card from him in a Cal uniform. Don't ask why.
Jaden Ott.
Do you really? Why do you own a Jaden Ott autograph?
Because it was part of it was a Bowman football, just like I have a random Ryan Williams card as well, and I got Dylan Sampson and some other ones, and Jaden Ott signed in that year. So I randomly have a Jaden Ott autograph card. I will bring it to Camp Drew, and if he comes on the show, I will hand it to him. I will just give him the card. When he was at Cal, he was really good. He was not good at Oklahoma.
He was very good at Cal.
He was not good at Oklahoma.
I think
there's just no room for him in the running back. You know what I mean? Like that's the other problem, right? Like what is a practice squad guy?
Unless someone gets hurt.
Always can change things. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I think that he might be the Camp Darling though, where he just has an outrageously good preseason, but it doesn't really.
Since he's claiming him, just go ahead and give him the Jaden Ott card. What's it worth?
No,
$4?
I don't need the Jaden Ott card.
It's
If you sold it on eBay, what's it worth? $4? $5?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds like Drew's card. That's his guy. That's how you reserve him. You got to hold on to that card until camp.
That's the new thing for Camp Darling. You have to own a card from said player in order to draft him. I better start getting some Emmett Johnson cards and some others if we're gonna do the Camp Darling game.
I'm trying to think about which wide receiver because it can't be Taekwon. Once you've
won, just call it out, Cody.
Which ended up being like a complete runaway. Taekwon last year.
Yeah.
Because the previous years it was up for debate.
Caldwell will be one some fans will want on Camp Darling Island. He's older than Felix Anudike-Uzomah still, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is crazy. That's how young Felix was when they drafted him.
Remember, you got to be like a third round or later, or you got to be undrafted.
Yeah, Monster DeLane cannot be a Camp Darling. He's the 6th overall pick in the draft.
But DeMercado could be, couldn't he?
He could.
Yeah,
he could.
I think he's a heavy contender. High draft pick.
DeMercado might be a good.
Garrett Nussmeier can be a Camp Darling. Someone says on the text line. You know what? If you want to throw his name in the hat, you can. You can.
I think, I'm going to take responsibility for this. I thought that your guys, the open to our Mahomes watch wasn't, I think it could be better.
You think the intro could be better or our reaction to it?
Not necessarily the reaction.
I said I liked it.
I think that but no, I understand, but I think the
way we introed it.
The presentation of could Patrick Mahomes be available for OTAs? I think there could have been a little news, news element to it, you know.
Breaking in, Patrick Mahomes did and may be available for an OTA. Do it like super comical.
I don't want it to be like Jane Lynch asking like
we can talk normal
like doing teases on the weakest link, but could Patrick Mahomes be available at OTAs? Andy Reid recently had this to say. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start newsier the next time. That's fair.
I also, if you want me to play it as well, I did not have it ready. Thank you, Gold, for playing.
No, he saw it in the system. He was quick to the trigger. He saw that you pulled it in there and was ready for it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like we don't have to like lose our mind every time there's an update on it, but every time he practices and is available and continues to be available, it's news.
You just wait until OTAs come out and he's throwing a deep ball to somebody.
It's like part of it that's like unbelievable and not believable when you put it all together, which is I think it was Louis Riddick over the weekend said, I can't believe we're going into year 10 of Patrick Mahomes in the league. And like in its own right, that is insane. And like just remind you how quickly the great players in your franchise last and how quickly it can go because you're like, oh my God, he's going into year 10. Now it's different.
That is kind of surprising.
Going into year 10, didn't play year 1. So we've actually watched 8 years of Mahomes play as an NFL starter, right? So, like, I want to put that in mind. But then you think about that. So he's been a starter in the NFL for 8 years. He went to 5 Super Bowls and won 3. And went to the AFC Championship game 7 of those 8 years. So it's been a pretty magical ride, I guess.
If you were to tell me, though, that like if I wouldn't have known this, you'd have said, hey, do you know Patrick Mahomes has been in the league 10 years? This is going to be his 10th year.
You'd be like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Has it really been that long is what I would probably say.
He really is. He's getting ready to enter year 10. So what's that mean? Like, what year is Joe Burrow ready to enter? 7? He's only a couple
that also
years
sounds
after
crazy.
him, right? Yeah, he's getting ready to enter year 7.
I think it's is he year 7?
He was 3 years after Mahomes, I think.
He was 2020.
Drafted.
He was picked in the COVID year.
Yeah, Mahomes was 17. So, yeah, so he's getting ready to enter year 7. Mahomes is getting ready to enter year 10. Year 10 sounds crazy, Gold. Doesn't that hurt your brain a little bit thinking about Mahomes already? You're like, oh, year 10.
Yeah, we're on the back half.
Oh, no. Don't say it like that.
That actually.
Oh, that's worse.
if you're
you
fan,
just
like,
said,
excuse me?
oh, God. That just sounds worse.
On the back half, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 rings.
That part's
been a hell of a. It's been
year 7 for Joe Burrow. Holy smokes.
And he's got nothing to show for it. That's even worse.
So does Josh Allen, though.
That's true.
That's true as well. That's
not inaccurate.
That's true as well.
No one's arguing that. That's what's surprising. A lot of if you made all of us rank out the top 10 quarterbacks again, a majority of them don't have anything to show for it because Mahomes has everything to show for it.
It's him, it's Matt Stafford, or Sam Darnold, or Jalen Hurts. That's it.
It's even Darnold. It's not even a knock on him. Putting him in the top 10 is very hard. It's just a hard thing for me to do mentally. And I think that's partially because the top 5 to me is easy. Like Jackson, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Stafford. Like, I don't have to think to get the first 5.
The 5 is easy.
And then so I get really stuck in how long until I get to Darnold. But he's won a Super Bowl and he's put up back-to-back incredible years statistically, so it's kind of hard to ignore at some point. And then there's the other guys who've won it, like Jalen Hurts, and you and I are kind of soft on him too. So
hang on a second before we go to break. Someone from the 913 says Nussmeier will be the Cam Darling with thoughts of trading for a premium draft pick. What? They're not trading.
That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream. After 1 year, he's gonna get traded for a premium pick. Guys, he's got to play for that to happen, which means terrible things happened.
Premium is what? First 3 rounds?
Yes, that means terrible things happen. That means he played in the regular season and looked good, which means that Mahomes was hurt, which means Justin Fields also got hurt. It would be a disastrous season.
It would be like Mahomes went on the PUP list, and then after the preseason game number 1, Justin Fields, and even then, do you really think they'd start Nussmeier? Because I doubt. If Mahomes was on the PUP list to start the season, and Justin Fields broke his leg in the second preseason game, there's a 0% chance they'd let Nussmeier start. They'd soon start just any free agent, Tyrod Taylor, any free agent quarterback who's available on the street. They might start Phillip Rivers before they started Nussmeier in that situation.
All right, up next, let's get to what's trending. Back into the Royals, who, of course, coming off a sweep of the Mariners. What does that mean? What has changed? I think one thing needs to continue to be the case, and it's not actual individual performance. It's something very simple. We'll tell you what it is next.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Cody and Gold, weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
There's another chance for hail tonight in Kansas City. So if you got hit in the hail previously or it gets you tonight, your first call needs to be to Century Roofing. Over 35,000 roofs in the Kansas City area, over 30 years of experience. And again, if you get hail on your roof, there'll be someone who comes knocks on your door. Happened to our boss, right? They're like, oh, I'll take care of it. Trust a company who's been in Kansas City and will stay in Kansas City. Not one you have to worry about the warranty of down the road. Deal with a company in Kansas City that's been voted best in Kansas City in all of Kansas City last year by the readers of the Kansas City Star. Voted best of Johnson County 4 years in a row. So if you have any issues with your roof, Century Roofing KC is the call you need to make. Plus, they're hiring. So if you want to work for a great local company, they're looking there as well, including some loaders and repair technicians. So if you have interest, check them out and apply online or in person at centuryroofingkc.com. That's centuryroofingkc.com.
Baseball is back, and BetMGM, official partner of Major League Baseball, is bringing the high heat all season long. All season long, you can log into the BetMGM app and receive top-tier promos that put you in the batter's box and up the excitement for America's pastime. Step up to the plate all season with Swing for the Fences, the free-to-play game where every swing could score you rewards. We're talking parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, same-game parlay boost, and even bonus spins all season long. And the action doesn't stop there. Get more out of every at-bat and every inning with MLB Same-Game Parlay Boost. Stack your picks and boost your potential payout. Plus, lock in bigger value with MLB Odds Boost Tokens and MLB Parlay Boost Tokens all season long. More boost, more swings, more chances to win. Download the BetMGM app and step up to the plate today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30, sail in soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
When Bill Lambert started Midwest Heating, he realized something very quickly. The most important thing a customer can give you isn't their money, it's their trust. I'm Airman for Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Midwest and Lennox are now offering up to $1,400 rebates on high-efficiency home comfort systems and 0% 60-month financing with approved credit on these qualifying Lennox systems. Every day, we strive to meet the highest standards in the industry, yours. But we are human. If we make a rare mistake, we make it right, and right away. That's what Bill instilled in all of us. To earn your business, just dial 943-8787 or go to MidwestHeating.com. Trust your air to the best. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
What's up, KC? It's Chris Bubich. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. What's trending?
Cheddar, mozzarella, Havarti.
Number one on What's Trending, the Royals back home tonight, opening up a big homestand. The Cleveland Guardians in town. 6:40 first pitch right here on 96.5 The Fan. Josh Verniers on deck show at 5:30. Michael Wacha gets the nod tonight. The Royals, of course, coming off of a sweep against the Mariners. They're now 15-19 on the year, trending in the right direction. We're going to talk more about what has changed the last couple of days, including this bullpen suddenly, ERA-wise, which is all that we're looking at here, is playing a lot better. And also the lineup, which has been discussed plenty, I know.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they found what should be, I know it won't be, but should be the lineup just about every day.
I hope so. ESPN had their big article up today giving grades for the quarter poll, right? Like, where would you put the Royals, by the way? Like individual grades, letter grades, right?
As a whole team, right?
As a whole team. As of how they've done in the first 40 games of the season so far, they did a letter grade. What do you think it is?
It's either C- or D+.
C- is correct.
Yeah, that's about right.
C- right now is where they rank the Royals season to date. Next up on What's Trending in sad news in baseball, legendary Yankees broadcaster John Sterling announced that they had announced that he had passed away today at the age of 87. Obviously synonymous and famous with the Yankees for a number of years, including calls like this.
Hit on the ground is short. Go to second, force, in time. Ball game over. American League Division Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Yeah, absolute legend. Absolute legend.
Just retired not that long ago. Obviously stepped away from the broadcast. I think it was like in the middle of last year. Stepped away from the broadcast and unfortunately passed away. But obviously an all-time broadcaster. And like you said, you'll remember him and I will remember him as a part of the Yankees broadcast crew forever.
Yeah, really sad news this morning, waking up to that. The NBA in action, of course, the postseason. We had multiple Game 7s yesterday, 3 in the entire weekend. Yesterday, though, it was the Detroit Pistons moving on in their series against the Magic, 116-94 winner. Kate Cunningham had 32 points. The Cavs, 114-102 winners against the Raptors. Cleveland moves on. That sets up a couple games today and the next few days. So tonight, we have Game 1 in the Eastern Conference semis. The 76ers came all the way back from down 3-1 against Boston to advance, so they are in New York at the Garden this evening, 7 o'clock tip-off. The late game tonight at 8:30, Timberwolves and Spurs. And Minnesota still without Anthony Edwards, although there is a thought they will get him back a couple games into this series.
He could be back tonight. He wants to play tonight. He
just hyperextended.
He was super active in shoot-around and said, I want to play tonight.
They're 11.5-point underdogs right now. That would tell you as of right now, the line is not set as if he's playing, but we'll see that knocked down a little bit if in fact, Anthony Edwards plays. Most people believe we're setting up a Spurs and Thunder Western Conference final when it's all said and done, but we'll see.
I mean, if you'd made me guess before the season, that might have been pretty close. So my guess, obviously, the Thunder continue to be some of the best positioned franchises in the history of sports in a lot of ways, just because of where they are, but it's still crazy. Lastly, on What's Trending, multiple reports now say that DK Metcalf has been cleared of criminal charges for December altercation with the Detroit Lions fan. You might remember that backwards hat guy held an entire press conference
yes, he did.
To say, I'm not a racist, and then whatever I said was more than okay, but no criminal charges for DK Metcalf. Doesn't mean that he's cleared in civil trial or anything that might take place, but he's at least been cleared criminally for his altercation with a Lions fan.
Last on What's Trending, I guess we should mention, Stanley Cup playoffs have been really fun to watch. Last night, If you want goals, maybe the diehard hockey fan didn't think it was a great game. As a casual, I enjoyed seeing Colorado advance, or at least game one, I should say, against Minnesota, 9-6. It was 5-5 after two periods.
Mostly goals, man.
Also, the Montreal Canadiens, 2-1 winners against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 7 to move on. So that sets up a couple games tonight in the Eastern Conference. Flyers, Hurricanes, Game 2. Carolina already up 1-0, and the Vegas Golden Knights start their series against the Anaheim Ducks. That's what's trending here on Cody and Gold. Coming up in about 20 minutes, we'll talk more about the Chiefs and what Nate Taylor's latest column had to say about the Chiefs' plan come draft day and what ultimately happened and what the rest of the offseason could look like. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk some Royals baseball. The homestand, as I said, this is a chance to be a massive week for the team. But what has changed for them to allow them to be in a spot where they finish off a 4-2 road trip? They sweep the Mariners. They're 8-3 since the 8-game losing streak. Do I think everything is fixed? No, there's still questions around this team. However, the bullpen has been their biggest problem. During this stretch, their bullpen in their last 9 games has a 1.52 ERA. They're doing it without Carlos.
I wonder how they're winning.
They're doing it without Carlos Estevez. And yet, right now, the bullpen is something that has been really effective for them. They're striking out 25% of their batters when guys come on from the bullpen. That's been a huge part of it. And I think we have seen the lineup maybe come together finally. And I know this has always been a hot topic because of the frustrations around some of the lineup construction. And there's at times where I think it's plenty warranted to be critical of it.
You guys talked about Cags, I assume, last week, needing to be in the lineup more?
Absolutely. But the Royals, if you take a look at the last couple days, now, look, tonight maybe it changes, and I understand Salvi will be behind the dish tonight. He was DHing yesterday. I don't expect him to DH tonight. But this lineup, tell me that this should not just be the lineup for a bit here. Garcia leading off, Bobby, of course, second, Vinny, then Perez, then Jensen, Cags, Collins, Massey, Isbell. Now, maybe you think Perez should be down a spot and Jensen up a spot. Okay, but this should be the lineup 9 out of 10 days. I know that won't be, but that's what it should be.
The lefty-righty is the only reason why I wouldn't just say Carter Jensen ahead of Salvi, because I don't want the teams being able to pick on, well, I got 3 lefties coming up out of 4, so I'll just roll the dice and play it that way. You want some separation in between Carter and Cags. With Salvi obviously being that, so they can't just go lefties, even though they got 2 lefties in a row. It should obviously be the lineup. At this point, the only way that this team is going to continue to dig itself out of the hole that they dug, and they're doing a good job of doing that so far, they are getting themselves closer to where they need to be. We talked about the record and everything else, and we'll talk about the upcoming homestand. But this is closer to what they need to be. Cags and Carter Jensen are hitting. They're getting on base. The power is coming around, and Cags had a big hit over the weekend as well. So timely hitting to go with it. But there's no reason that not to be your everyday lineup. I'm sorry, if there's a lefty in there, if you're going to win important things this year or next, those guys are going to have to hit for you every day or most days. I'm not saying there's not still an occasional day off for one of those two. And it's weird because nobody else in baseball puts 2 catchers in their lineup every day. But Carter Jensen doesn't hit like a catcher. And Jack Caglione hits for power now, maybe. And so, if we're going to do that, they are 2 guys who have to be in the order regularly. I will say, you and I talked about it even starting as Wednesday, because that's when that road trip was in the midst. That was a huge road trip for them. Going 4-2 and sweeping the Mariners on that road trip, that was a big swing and a needed swing for this team. The kind where I would have easily, and so would you, had easily accepted 3-3 on the road trip. Hell, I might have taken 2-4 after they lost the first series and came up short in the first one. I'd have been like, I don't know, man, maybe just get 1 against Seattle to get a sweep, to win in the way they did, for the bullpen to lock it down, for Urseg to be sitting there on Saturday night saying, I effing love this.
But I loved it as well, because we had discussed that post WBC, this was a team that did not have a ton of energy, did not seem to have that same vibe as some of those players did in the WBC. And yes, winning cures all. Everybody's in a better mood when they're winning. But I loved hearing how fired up Lucas was.
Tight ball game against a really good team. Sorry if I'm stuttering. My adrenaline is through the freaking roof right now, and I love this.
Whoops, sorry, pardon me. Sorry about that, guys. All right.
Woo!
That, of course, was on Royals TV with Joel Goldberg at the end.
Still love it.
But I love seeing that. We had not seen that this year from a player. I'm not saying that he's not been fired up before, but I kind of needed to hear it. I kind of needed to see it. And the winning, it goes hand in hand with all that.
Can I ask a question about like the guy yesterday who got him the win, Chris Bubich, who was awesome in his start, pitched 7 shutout innings on the way to the eventual win, and has genuinely been very, very good this year. He was coming off a bad start against Detroit, but other than that, he's been great. Should they be reevaluating the Chris Bubich plan? Because we've known the Chris Bubich plan for years. The Chris Bubich plan has been keep him, make him help you win, and then eventually we're just going to let him walk. If the season goes really south, they were going to trade him at the deadline this year. And if the season was good, they were just going to play it out, let him become a free agent, and sign wherever he may for whatever number. Or are they sure that Chris Bubich is the kind of guy you want to let get out of your organization? He's 28. It's good age for pitchers. You can have a great run during that. In his previous 2 years now for the Royals, in 27 starts, he's posting like a pretty much 3 earned run average. In the year before that, a 3.5 earned run average. He might be settling comfortably into his prime. Is this a time you want to just let that man walk? And look, I don't know what the price tag of Neves is going to be on Chris Bubich. I'm just saying, do you need to reevaluate your plan? Because right now, the next starting pitcher's up. Bergert's out for the year. Yeah. Kuderna's out for the year. So like the next couple of names you would even call up are out for the year. Your next best pitching prospects are 19 and 18.
And A-ball.
And pitching in low and high A-ball. And admittedly, Kendry Churio and David Shields are kicking ass.
Yeah, excited about both. Yep.
But they're in A-ball. And if the Royals were a different organization, Shields might be in Double-A next year. Because of the Royals, if he keeps pitching like this, he'll be in Double-A at the end of June. And that's fine. They don't need to rush the kid up. But it's just like those guys are still a ways away. And you might need starting pitching for at least one more year. And so, like, part of me is just wondering if playing it out with Bubich is the safe play. But I don't know. He probably wouldn't sign a 1 or 2 year deal, which is what I really want to do. I don't want to lock him in for the kind of contract he's probably going to require.
Some of it will depend on how the rest of the season goes, not just for him, for obvious reasons and his health and everything, but just where's the team at? If the team is actually going to turn the corner and has turned a corner and eventually gets back to 500 and is in this thing in July and August and around the deadline and stuff, it's a different conversation versus this team is 8 games under 500 or something near the deadline. Then we're having a conversation about, of course, moving on from him in a matter of a trade and other decisions that have to be made. So
they lose 10 to the next 12, it's going to make its own decision. But if they're still competitive?
So much of it has to do with where the team is at. But no, he's pitching great for them. And most importantly, though, is can he stay healthy? That's always been the concern.
Because they had to call up Luwinder Avila, who was not doing a great job starting so far this year anyway. And so he would have been on the list as a potential starter in the following years and still is if Chris Bubich leaves. And because Kuderna and those guys had those surgeries early enough, certainly, and Bergert certainly could be in the mix for a rotation spot next year because of, again, how early they had it. But the Royals' entire system, the depth of their system, they're all in A-ball. The whole team. They got to get some of these guys to Double-A, genuinely. Like Blake Mitchell, Churio, Shields, Hammond, Gamble. Those top 5 prospects are in either low or high A. They don't have a single prospect. They have like one in the top 10 in Double-A, and it's Kuderna, who's out for the year. So, like, it is time to, like, start progressing some of these guys later in the year.
And someone on the text line brings up a good point, too. Let's also understand, depending on what happens with the CBA moving forward, too, this is more beyond 26, and this is 27 beyond. What kind of season are we having next year? Are we missing games? Are we missing a chunk of the season, all the season? That can change. Well, I'm just saying, even for Bubich, from how you proceed moving forward, this is more of, an off-season question, but all that can play a role. And how confident are our teams? Are they proceeding like it's business as usual? We'll see. We're going to talk more about the homestand as in particular in the 1 o'clock hour because,
it's big.
It's massive. It can shift so much for this team. And as I think you acknowledge, I don't think everything's fixed all of a sudden. This is still a team 4 games under 500. They're giving up too many outs on the base pass
But you're
still.
more of a believer today than you were a week ago.
Of course.
I mean, far more than 2 weeks ago.
Of course I am. I want them back to 500 before I'm really like, okay, everything's reset. Let's ignore what happened in April. What happened in April still is a problem for them because they're 4 under 500, and it puts them in a spot where they have to have stretches like this just to get even again. But this is a golden opportunity this week with the Tigers and the Guardians in town in a division where, 2.5 back. I told you I don't care about the divisional standings this early, but I also know the team that's in first is only one game above 500. And so if you can just get back to 500, then you're back in the conversation.
The winners of 7-9, winners of 8 of 11, whatever it is, they're on a good streak. Now they got to continue it. And the truth is, they were kind of a mediocre road team. So, like, that series feels even more important, or those two road series, in a lot of ways, Gold, because the last time they went on the road, they got swept by the Tigers in 3 one-run games and beat to death a 4-2 road trip. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about, like, the total series, but they're definitely doing a good job of places. When he flies to Vegas, I don't know if he flew or not. Places. When he flies to Vegas, I don't know if he flew or not. When he flies, he regularly.
You know what? They were on time. They got us back for our show.
Sure
so
did.
shout out to Spirit Airlines for that. But Spirit Airlines, of course, for refunds. And there's some other airlines trying to step in. I saw JetBlue is adding a bunch of flights down to the Fort Lauderdale area. Here in Kansas City, Spirit only operated like 3 routes. 3 or 4 times in my life.
One time you missed a flight, though.
One time it got canceled. The other times, no issues.
What was the canceled? You were coming back from vacation or
From
something?
Vegas.
From Vegas.
And I told you guys, I was like,
That's
hey,
what
I
it
can't
was.
get a flight out. And so I stayed in Vegas the extra day. Darn.
Oh, no.
And then I called you guys from the Dallas airport, you and Nick.
It is kind of crazy, though, that you could be like, you flew somewhere, you had a return flight. Why did they have to give me 2 weeks? How come they don't have to give me like a little bit of runway?
Because they're out of money.
It
They're out
was
of cash.
definitely a spur of the moment. Hey, by the way,
Just
they're
like
shutting
overnight?
down. Yeah.
They're out of, well, they were trying, you saw the reports. I mean, we don't have to get into the weeds on it, but there was potential
trying.
bailout. The government was getting involved. And then like 3 years ago, there was they were going to merge with
JetBlue, right?
and that got nixed, which now, obviously, in hindsight, looks like a terrible decision.
I got to say, the fact that if we talk about this airline like TWA or whatever 20 years from now, the fact that the only time I ever flew on it was a 1:15 a.m. red eye from the
That's
Super
right.
Bowl feels right. And again, it wasn't like the seats are smaller, the rows were smaller. It's a tight flight.
Oh, you pay for everything.
You pay for every cent.
I'm
You
still
so much as
convinced if-
look at a peanut.
I'm convinced if
you're
the-
paying for that thing,
if-
but it got me back to KC for the parade.
It did.
Got me back to KC for the show after the Super Bowl.
I'm convinced if the oxygen mask actually was deployed, they might have charged you for the oxygen that you utilized during the flight. I'm not sure. I'm convinced that's what would have happened with Spirit.
So I never had the Spirit flying experience, but there might be a fight in. There might be a fight, or there might be some arguing. There might be some of that. It feels like a Waffle House experience, potentially.
It was on one of the flights to Vegas. People started passing around like they bought. I don't know why, but what are the Cody? You might know it's liquor. They're like they come in like a ball shape.
Buzz balls?
Thank you. Yes.
Someone started passing out buzz balls.
Yeah,
Buzz balls.
Thank you. Yes.
Someone started passing out buzz balls.
To people and just they're like, you want one? I said, sure. So it was more of to Drew's point, it's a little different type of flying atmosphere.
Not just because of the color scheme, but it feels like a Waffle House experience.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like they're like,
They didn't
we got
always
to tell
used
you
to
how to
be
buckle
yellow.
the seatbelt, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we don't actually care if you. It felt like a looser, regulated, even though 0 plane crashes, somebody pointed out in their entire run.
They were around for
Hell of a
30
run.
something. They were not always yellow. They were not always yellow. They used to be a different color scheme, but they flipped. So what happens is does like the other airlines just buy their planes then? Does like American Airlines say we're going to buy your planes?
They're not going to just like, I don't think you're going to get them at the, like an estate auction. You're not going to roll in there and scoop up
I'm
a plane
guessing
for yourself.
worldwide, other airlines
I have Spirit booked for my flight this week.
Oh my
when I'm
God,
going
that
out
would
of
have
Tampa.
sucked. What do you
Southwest.
Okay, so you're okay. Man, that would have sucked. I didn't even think about that because Drew's flying this week. You fly later but I knew you weren't taking Spirit for that.
Yeah, American in July. I got plenty of time.
So, but if they had canceled, it would still suck.
Oh, totally.
It would have been like, damn, now I got to go find another flight, and flights are more expensive now because there's less competition or whatever.
Refund, yeah.
Believe it or
I
not,
got to get the refund. Just feels like a pain in the ass. That's all.
Believe it or not, our flight back from Pittsburgh was not on Spirit, despite us taking a 3-hour flight from Pittsburgh to Fort Myers and 3 hours from Fort Myers.
Oh,
to
dude, that flight
Kansas
was 10
City.
times better than that Fort Myers flight. I can't believe we even signed up for that. What the hell were we thinking?
Well, in fairness,
it was the cheapest, and we were told to book reasonable.
The only thing I'll say in defense of us, we still have a budget that we have to plan for.
Yeah.
It's a company trip, and that was the flight that fit within that, and it sent us 3 hours to Fort Myers. And Drew, I almost wanted to just walk out of the airport and say, "Screw it, I'll figure out a flight." But
it was
10-year-old, never flown Spirit,
never flown it.
3 or 4, never will, Drew. Never will.
You won't even remember it.
I still think the best airline ever. Real quick, Midwest Airlines. Anybody from Kansas City can vouch.
That might be the only people who
Midwest Airlines was the best, and they got bought out by somebody.
That might be the only people who
Midwest Airlines was the best, and they got bought out by somebody many years ago. They had still the two leathers Midwest Airlines. I think Frontier Airlines. Man, Midwest Airlines. That was the best.
Pretty lame.
That was the best.
And I've never been
Midwest Airlines.
I took Ridge.
The first plane that I was when I was in college, and I went to visit a friend in South Carolina, and I flew by myself to go visit my one of my best friends.
But yeah,
Been too
all right. R.I.P. Spirit Airlines. Up next, we will not only get to a random question of the day, but what Nate Taylor was hearing about the Chiefs' plan during the draft and was
For Royals Baseball, 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
FanDuel can make watching the NBA playoffs more exciting because right now, new customers can get started. FanDuel makes it easier to get close to all the tools you need to back them. Sportsbook.
Thursday, save up to 50% on timeless gifts for mom. Shop at a store near you or at Hellsberg.com.
If you've been putting off some much-needed pain, pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more.
Getting to therapies are compounded at
And Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sports coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. From April to September, we'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a VIP package that includes tickets to a Royals game and more. Be part of Character to nominate today.
And trends. FanDuel has all the tools that the receipt restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868.
Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that so I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy.
9-10-10. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Replacing your HVAC doesn't have to be an emergency. Plan now, pay less later. For a limited time, take advantage of an HVAC replacement with financing starting as low as $149 a month. More
on Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Back here on a still have yet to solve the mystery of Cody from Thursday and Friday. He told Rob Britton he was gone for professional stuff. Quote, professional stuff. Bink thought you had a vasectomy. We've confirmed that did not happen. I guess we have
I did not interview for another job.
We don't know for sure. But yeah, Cody also says he did not interview for another job. That was my theory, that you were leaving us.
I also lost my glasses into those like heavier brush areas. I even in the breakthrough looked up all the symbols and the correct, they have an identifying number from 0 to 99 of the type of metal you're looking for. I looked up the type of metal detector.
going to say anything, but because I figured
It's a lot of trust Luke put in me. For a person who can't even keep track of his own glasses that go on his face, he's trusting me with an entire wear.
Yeah.
I checked so many.
Quote in the tweet, at least to tease it. No,
Where?
Yeah.
I checked so many.
Quote in the tweet, at least to tease it. No, the Chiefs' plan for the draft was not to prioritize their defense over their offense, and yet the Chiefs prioritize their defense over their offense, and yet the Chiefs are in the midst of another youth movement for Steve Spagnuolo. But from a numbers game, they spent more of the
Specifically them. Not as much the offensive line. Who's worried about losing their job there? Maybe more. I'd be the only one, and he'd have to lose it to an undrafted free agent or a guy who, it's a warning shot to the widely understood that they can see their top safety. They weren't good enough on the defensive line. They didn't lose anybody there that matters, but they weren't good enough there, so they were going to have to improve that too.
And I think that's no matter what happens offensively this offseason, the wide receiver position and tight end position maybe as well. And is there a chance that the 2027 draft and because it was a weaker offensive draft on top of that
they weren't
the defensive players were also just higher up on their individual draft board anyway because it was just a better defensive draft. But yes, I don't believe they entered the draft and didn't still have a feeling they were going to spend a majority of their picks on defense. Maybe they didn't, but come on.
But it was clearly like the emphasis. Did you like, by the way, I saw NFL put out a little behind the scenes of
this was really
the
cool.
Chiefs trade up for Mansour Delane. Did you like seeing the little sneak peek kind of behind the? I think Drew might have rolled the audio.
Yeah, it's in there. I'm going to play it in a second. It's very cool. ESPN put it out there with the NFL, and you'll hear Adam Schefter at first, but then you'll also hear, and if you watch the video, you'll see Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns. You'll see split screen of Brett Veach, and you see kind of how the trade came. Split screen of Brett Veach, and you see kind of how the trade came, the in part came together, and then also how they called to the NFL Command Center.
Yeah. I've heard about Cleveland feels like it's got to deal with somebody to move back. Not like they've got enough opportunities. They feel like. So that's that. I don't know whether that's Kansas City or Dallas.
You still good?
You're going to hear Schefter freaking out in a second.
Let's stay on the line.
Real tantrum stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Andrew Berry right now.
Call it in. We'll stay on the line so Chris calls it in for a second. Yeah.
This is Ted.
That's the Command Center.
Okay.
What a weird person to be on that phone.
All right, 6 for 9, 74, 148. Okay, got a deal.
Cleveland has traded its pick. Kansas City is on the clock.
We have a trade. We have a trade. Trade. I get terrible Wi-Fi here. Hey, how do I get to the alert? Did the alert get up?
All right, so we traded out 6. We're going to 9 with Kansas City. Thought being we have 3 guys that we would take at this spot with Fano, Tyson, and Maui Noah. We go to 9. We're guaranteed one of those positions. We'll see what Washington and New Orleans do. They could not.
So that was Andrew Berry and Todd Monken, the Browns there at the end. But how about Adam Schefter freaking out? We got to trade. Did the alert go out?
You're just like losing it. I got to say, I know they got to post that. That makes him look so dumb.
No, I don't think it makes him look dumb. It just it tells you how
he
lives. I think
your job's not that important.
I think it shows you that the article we remember from a couple years ago, which is that 24/7 that man lives on his phone and drops everything the minute he gets a text from anybody, and life stops for him. And that's that he lives on his phone and freaks out about getting the tweet out. That's what it is.
I get why Woj quit it.
Yeah,
I get why he quit the game, because if that's how I'd have to be.
That's why Sean
24 hours a day. I can't live like that. I watch that. I'm like, oh, Schefter, no.
You got to be first.
Where's the Wi-Fi? He's so mad about the terrible effing Wi-Fi in this place.
He was in Pittsburgh.
Real quick, going back to the wide receiver thing, it is
Wi-Fi
interesting.
wasn't great.
I understand the warning shot thing, so I went and I looked. Their top 3 receivers currently, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton. They combined last year. I know Rashee Rice was hurt. They combined for only 6 more receptions, the 3 of them, than Travis Kelce had targets.
Yeah, Kelce was still the focus of the offense. And
quarterback number 12 on your board. You should be taking him in the second round That'd just be a dumb way to operate. Even in the extreme cases where you say, well, not quarterback. That's the one.
No. Is there a chance somewhat for the need? Sure. Yeah, Drew, I mean, they didn't do anything at the wide receiver spot. I think we've talked about it. They are banking on, and this will be the story of the season, they're banking on Rashee Rice being available in a career type of season on a contract year, and that Xavier Worthy, in their mind, is poised to have a fully healthy breakout year. Now, we can say, oh, that's crazy. I'm just telling you, that's clearly their path. I don't think it's the worst plan on earth, but yes, it requires things to go well for them, and it requires Kenneth Walker to have the impact that I think he might be able to have. And then also, I don't want to keep repeating my thing that I've been saying all offseason, but also, yes, there are a lot of questions still with this team. I don't think they could fix everything in one offseason, which is why I think it's more of a 2027 when everything fully comes together again.
The reason I do bring it up is also interesting. Juju not on the roster.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown not on the roster. They combined for 82 receptions last year. So
where they go?
Availability.
Whether it's Jalen Royals, Nico Remigio, or Cyrus Allen, those are the next three guys that you have currently on the roster.
Some are going to Taekwon just straight away. He didn't get nearly
and
enough.
Worthy and Rice are going to have.
Like, are they just going to give them all? Are they just going to load up on those three? But
remember,
normally,
Rice missed 6 games. I mean, some of those Juju targets were all early.
Sure, but there's always, I think, with the good teams, there's always somebody in that 4 or 5 range that can give you something, and they're going to ask guys that have really never given them anything, whether it's not opportunities again on the field, which is mainly it, or it's a rookie in Cyrus Allen, unless they, of course, go and sign somebody in a free agent.
Tyreek Hill.
Random question.
That's what fans seem to be banking on.
That's the one I'm still waiting, the shoe to drop. For you, Gold. For you, Drew. Text line 913-586-7965. And, of course, over on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, where we live stream the show, and everybody immediately pointed out I did not have glasses on. I just feel weird. Look weird. You getting used to it yet? You've been looking at me for almost 3 hours now. Still don't look right.
No.
Let's talk about. We're not going to talk about that today. Although I'll give you guys an update tomorrow on how the metal detecting goes.
Mm-hmm.
But a question I have for you is related to how you consume the Royals. So as you know, the Royals TV was the way they started up their system this year, in-house from MLB, similar to the Guardians and some of these others. But it was a price that about what you'd pay for MLB TV. It's $100 for the whole season. We are a quarter of the way into the season. So I guess the question for you is, should people who bought the full end of this season, Royals TV is now offering it for $50, Drew, even though only 25% of the season has been up. Do you think people who paid full price should be annoyed that they have now, in a way, overpaid?
I get why they'd be annoyed. I think we have seen halfway through the season, 65% through the season. For them to cut it halfway only a month in is, I understand why somebody that paid full price just 30 days ago was like, wait a second. Now, this happens.
I wouldn't have wanted to miss the 40 games is the problem. So I was going to pay it all the time.
So this is not something unique to Royals TV is, I guess, what I would say. I mean, heck, it's the same reason why a new cell phone customer, it's ridiculous. If Drew has Verizon, and I already have Verizon, and Cody wants to join Verizon, he's not a customer. He gets a better deal than I do on the phone the next 2 years or whatever it may be. So this is not some new concept. But yeah, I mean, of course I get why someone would be irritated. Yeah.
Like, if it was 50% through, you've got no complaint. They're paying the same price per game that you're paying. Mm-hmm. But I will say, if you're a believer that what they've done recently here in the winning stake, why not pay the $50? Maybe you were holding out. Somebody said they're more mad about the blackouts. Yeah, because you still get but this happened on their ATV deal. Yeah, there's going to be games on Apple. There's going to be games, same as the NFL. The NFL is king only because if you cheer for a local team and live in the local market, you get your team for free no matter what. It is the only sport that does that, period. Because even if you're an NBA fan and you buy League Pass for your team in your town, if they're on NBC that night, you still got to have NBC. Well, now NBC everybody has, but if they're on ESPN that night, you got to have ESPN. Like, it's still behind. Baseball is not different, I guess, in that regard. It just felt early. Did they not get the signups? Were they expecting
were they always planning on this?
Or is it we start well, more people will sign up because the team's 9-7. More people interested, started slowly, so those early season FOMO missing out signups went away. And so then you had to cover it a little bit that way.
Is it only Royals TV or is it multiple
teams? This is just
teams?
Royals.tv. You can't, when you signed up, you could bundle it with MLB TV as well. Some people chose to do that where you got, therefore you would have every game, right? But a lot of people just, I'm sure, subscribed only to the Royals.tv portion of the subscription there.
I think that would be the interest. So I always get League Pass, but I don't get one individual team. I don't do the team option. I do everything.
You do the entire league.
So I don't know if it's different where like, hey, if the Pacers, if I paid the $100 or whatever it is for a Pacers season and they stunk and they 20 games in, they're like, hey guys, you know what? We're actually going to reduce the price. I don't know if that was a thing or not on League Pass because Gold mentioned it.
Guardians have lowered theirs by
NBA.
$10, for example. Theirs is $89.99.
See that? So that makes so that makes more sense though, given the amount of games we've played. I'm surprised the Royals knocked it down at $50.
Yeah,
like
it makes it sound like they did. It
now,
makes
props
it seem
to
like they
whoever's
didn't get the signups they were thinking or something.
I mean, look,
I don't need to give everybody any ideas. There's obviously something depending on how you were setting up your plan that you could have done.
Well,
too,
next year now you're saying, oh, I could stream illegally for the first 40 games, wait for the $50 price point, and then
I wasn't thinking
buy
that,
myself in.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to be upset just because I paid the full price, because I'm the person who's always going to pay the full price because I got to watch the Royals games.
Well,
I don't want to miss out.
You and I are a
don't
bad
think
example.
I also don't think $100 is an unfair price. I look at a million other services that I have to watch for League Pass. Or League Pass is $250. Drew, or 180, or it's like it's more per game than baseball. You only get 80 plus games in the NBA, and it's Drew. What's the most recent NBA League Pass cost?
I do the monthly deal. It's like $22 a month.
I mean, that's.
I don't do it for the whole year. I do it for
like the second half of the season.
No, I know.
He does it early.
I know.
It's 160.
No, I do it for the whole season, but I don't do it for because technically I would still get charged if I didn't cancel the subscription. I get charged in 7 days for League Pass. Still,
yeah. What the hell would you be paying that for?
I believe someone does mention this is true because I ran into this earlier 2 months ago as well. Someone said, hey, for those that had the old FanDuel subscription, make sure you check someone you're still paying for that. Some people, if you
canceled that the second the season was over.
If you were on the
year.
monthly still and you didn't cancel it, you were still getting billed every month because remember that package back a year ago also, depending on how you signed up, included like the Oklahoma City Thunder and all that stuff. So
I signed up for the full year and then I canceled. Same as I did with Royals TV. I won't pay after. I guess season's complete.
I guess if you signed up for 1 month of it and you were paying $19.99, you could cancel the monthly and now sign up for $49.99, couldn't you? And you'd still save a few bucks.
I certainly would.
Yeah, for sure.
I just and I could see, I get your point, Gold. You're just saying, damn, I paid the full price. Now you're giving me half off. Can I get $10 back? Can I get a little bit of a discount?
Again, in general, I understand it. I'm just surprised that it's 50 off. Because we were in June or July, if they did $50 off in June or July, I totally get it. That's just the name of the game. That's how that works.
Yeah, halfway through the season,
but
paying half the price.
A month in, someone said, you said Guardians are down $10. The Cardinals are still charging their full price. They haven't changed theirs. So I don't know if it's
from the 816. That makes me so mad. I just can't see straight. Oh wait, let me put my glasses on. All good now.
Listen, I hate not having glasses. I really do. I wear them sun up to sun. It's the first thing. Like you check your phone first. I put my glasses on.
I mean, I used to be that way when I had contacts.
Before I do anything.
Shout out.
This is
but again, $10 makes sense.
Don't know.
It does feel like
the Cardinals are JJ Weatherhold and the Cardinals are doing all right.
It does feel like a demand thing where it's like there's not. They didn't get as many signups.
Cardinals are 6 games above 500.
Right now, Royals $44.99. It's not even $49.99.
Even more.
It's even more than half off.
$55.
Well, if you're looking for a deal, good news. The Rays are down to $44.99. Although again, they're very good. They have the second best record. Reds down to $89.99. This is pretty clear. This is a supply and demand issue. If the team has enough signups, they're keeping the price where it is. The Royals don't have enough signups. The Rockies are $44.99. It just depends on whether or not you have the people who are subscribed to your thing. Twins are $44.99. It is clearly just based on, are we still willing to, or can we still justify? Diamondbacks are that price. Now, the other part about this is if this is how MLB is going to do it every year, now you know. If you are personally willing to not watch baseball for the first 40 games, well, then you'll be all right. And you can pay a much cheaper price. I'm not. Gold might not be willing to. Or if you're willing to find other means, or to go to the bar for those first 40 games or whatever. But most people don't watch as many games as you and I do. What do you think? I guess here's a follow-up random question, and then we'll go to break, and I'll just read your answers. But 913-586-7965. How many Royals games do you think you watch in a year? You and I are
bad. We're bad examples.
No, but I want to know what the listener.
Yeah.
You're a sports radio listener, so I assume your number's higher than 90% of society. Like, how many Royals games do you genuinely watch an entire year?
I'm guessing people's answer will also be dependent, of course, on the success of the team.
Yeah, sure.
In August and September, if the team's not any good, people just are done and not going to watch. versus the alternative, of course, where you're on a playoff push and it becomes must watch.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
that's the random question of the day. Interesting. Did see that come across today. All right, up next, let's get back into the Royals from the homestand. Starts tonight out at Kauffman Stadium. The Guardians are in town, and we have a sports reunion.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Cody Gold, weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Maybe you just haven't been feeling yourself. And if that's the case, all of that could be a sign of low testosterone. But spring is here. So if you're still feeling exhausted and have no sex drive, it's time to head to Low T Center. Look, 1 in 4 men has low testosterone. I don't need to tell you that. At Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test to see if you qualify for TRT customized to your body. I think that's what's really important. They make it individualized, not just some universal treatment where you try to figure out whether it's not. No, they're going to find out what's right for your body, and you can choose self-pay or insurance. You can choose you can go to the doctor's office, or you can be treated via telehealth with their app. They give you all the tools to choose the type and style of treatment that you want. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic and has helped countless men across the U.S. get their lives back. So if you're ready to see a difference in your life, well, then head to Low T Center and see for yourself for that free testosterone test. That's lowtcenter.com, lowtcenter.com.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance, it's custom to, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
DQ presents the $7 meal deal, a delicious meal serving up serious value. We're talking 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and of course, a classic DQ sundae. Because come on, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. All for just $7. And now you can try it with the new honey sriracha dip. The DQ $7 meal deal, a satisfying meal full of big flavor for a great value. DQ, happy tastes good.
This Mother's Day, treat all of the moms in your life like a queen. No, wait, an empress. With a little help from IV. Surprise her with a stunning floral arrangement, or choose from dozens of gift cards for some retail therapy. Then bring the whole family to brunch at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. Just $19.99 for adults, $6.99 for children 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under eat free. Just one stop for endless options to crown her queen for the day. Only at Hy-Vee.
Moms are the most important people in our life, and she deserves to be honored on Mother's Day. This year, treat your mom to an amazing brunch at Hy-Vee with fresh eggs, crispy bacon and sausage, biscuits and gravy, fresh fruit, sweet treats, and so much more. You can bring the whole family for just $19.99 for adults, $6.99 for kids 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under eat free. It's Mother's Day brunch at Hy-Vee. They have everything to honor mom. So make this Mother's Day the most memorable ever, only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey KC, Alex Gold here from The Fan, inviting you to join us for the Victory Run 5K by Planet Fitness happening Saturday, May 9th at Sporting KC Park Plaza with a unique course around the Kansas Speedway. Whether you run or walk, bring your friends, bring the family, and don't miss the Kids Dash, all while supporting the Victory Project, helping kids battling cancer experience unforgettable soccer moments. Sign up now and use promo code RUNKC for 50% off. But don't wait, race day is almost here. That's promo code RUNKC for half off. We'll see you Saturday morning at the Victory Run.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
1 o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon with you. We'll get to a sports reunion that's happening, at least for one day, although maybe it's happening
It sounded like
more.
anybody wanted it. We talked about it in the text
it's
line.
been 10 years, though. It's been 10 years since 6-5 in the video stream up and running on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and X as well. I don't know if this was Dusty's or somebody left in like a
little foam,
plastic, a rubber, football.
It's been in the station for a while. It was
And
back
it's
here
here,
in the
and
studio.
I just have found
Can't help it.
myself.
You're like
just,
Rex Hudler.
Yeah, I've just found
Holding the
myself holding this plastic rubber football all show long now. All of a sudden, I don't know.
I do find that sometimes, like you take something away, you realize you miss it. There's been a little less Rex Hudler on the TV broadcast.
I know.
And as
People
a
have been talking
result
about
of that, there's been a lot of fan outcry for the return of Hud.
Yeah.
They miss Hud.
I think people miss his optimism,
And his energy.
Definitely the energy. We obviously know that the MLB is more involved than ever before with all that. And some other markets, we saw Cleveland's changed up their crew a little bit this year. So Hud was just on this past week.
Yeah, he
though,
was.
so.
I was just
Yeah.
pointing out.
It was
in
good to see him.
general.
It was good to see Hud on the broadcast.
I
for
love
sure.
seeing Hud at the ballpark. Yeah, I remember when if you were ever around like at different times, like when it was like Palm Sunday, he would just have those like palm fronds in the back of his pocket the entire day. He would just walk around with them in the back of his pocket all day. It's like, you know what, Hud? You do you. He's also super nice, as you know.
Of course. Yeah. And we, I think, when he was on with the Drive for many years as well. So enjoy seeing Hud on the broadcast. I'm excited to go out there tonight. One, the weather's going to be great, but also it's Cags bobblehead, first 15,000. What do you think? I don't need to play the attendance game. That's the Drives thing. But what do you think the attendance is going to be tonight? First 15,000 bobblehead, nice weather, teams coming off a sweep, but it is still a Monday night. It's still school year. School's not out yet. The ticket sales is one thing, because there'll be some people that buy extras just to get the bobblehead. I get it. Do we think they get 16?
Announced attendance 20.
Okay.
15 in the building. 14 in the building.
Okay,
Right
I
at the number.
think you're right that the announce will definitely be greater than what's. I'll go. Are you 20? Is 20 too high?
Cags is playing good too, so the bobblehead's going to be a little more of a high.
It's nice. It's nice weather. A little walk up crowd. I'll say I'll go announce 20. I'll go announce with you like 20,700, and I'll say it will look like there's probably like 14 to 16.
What's I guess there's some chance for rain later
after 10 o'clock,
but it's like later, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they shouldn't have any trouble getting the game in. So like that part of it always impacts it a little. But bobbleheads, you know this, man. People go to the stadiums for a bobblehead. They collect them. They resell them.
People buy the standing room only. People buy the cheap standing room only tickets. Go in, grab their bobblehead, and go back to their car. We see it it'll happen tonight.
Oh, there's people carrying like 4 or 5 of them as they walk out.
Yeah, there'll be a line of people because
How
people
ridiculous
always
is that?
People love bobblehead. Oh, you mean that part of it? Yeah.
For the reselling part, it's kind of
5 minutes and then dip.
That
like, come
I
on
hear
now.
you. Yeah.
At that point, just stay for the game at least.
I think some of them do.
Yeah, you're taking the time.
I think some do, but
they just don't carry them.
You'll see people you'll be walking towards the gate, and there'll be people with a stack of 5 or 6 walking the other way back towards their car. It'll happen tonight.
I'm not going to the game tonight, but it's like
People
one
be
of the
lined up.
bobbleheads I wouldn't mind having. I have very few in the house, but I like having a couple around. So I'll have to keep an eye out for maybe not the
I know you
resale
guys
market,
mentioned
but stumble across one.
You guys mentioned the drive. I'm surprised you didn't do what Carrington does whenever they play that game. How many people are going to be in the
That's his game.
Stadium
That's his game. That's their game.
I got to rip him off.
Yeah, that's their game.
Even though we've been accused of ripping off the morning
That's
show
right.
multiple times.
I don't want to play the attendance game. I just simply asked, what do we think the attendance is tonight? We do it. It's just a one-off. We don't do a game or anything.
Now tonight, admittedly, it is a huge beginning homestand for the Royals, and a stretch of games in which they are going to be playing at home constantly. I want to point that out because of the schedule, obviously, in June, and when eventually the World Cup comes to town, they're out of town an unusual amount. For the rest of the month, they have 8 total road games and like double that in home games. A 7-game homestand now and a 7-game homestand after they're gone for only 5 days. So they're going to play 14 of their next 19 games at Kauffman Stadium. So great chance to catch games, great time to be at the ballpark, all that stuff. But because they're coming off of a great road, and I do mean it, great road series in which they finished 4-2, and they have the Guardians and the Tigers coming to town, I can't overemphasize for at least a May series. It's huge.
Big week.
Minimum 4-3. Would love 5-2. Like get some games. Put these teams closer in your sights at the top of the division. Make them think that you're a team to beat.
It'll shift the narrative for the rest of the month, one way or the other. Not the season, although it definitely is a big series. But for the rest of the month, if we talk about benchmarks of, all right, get back to 500. Where are you at on Memorial Day weekend? And this team is playing much better baseball. There's still questions. They still dug themselves a hole. And so a bad week can still send you right back in the opposite direction. But if this team is able to win, not talking about they have to have sweeps or anything. Win a series
Not
against.
crazy. I don't back-to-back sweeps.
Could they win a series against the Guardians here,
or go 2-2 and then win the series against the Tigers?
Sure. Either way. Well, then suddenly you're right at 500, and you might be tied for first, if depending on how everything breaks.
You know,
so
you'll be 1 game under.
That changes the feeling versus the opposite. If it's a bad week and you're back to 6 or 7 under 500, and you also have then fallen behind the Guardians even more, that it's just a different vibe the rest of the month. So it's a huge opportunity. Opportunity.
The part you're talking about is actually my bigger fear. Guardians haven't started off well, neither of the Tigers. They're both 18 and 17, respectively. They got the exact same record. The White Sox even have a better record than you at this point. The team you face after this. You have 3 straight divisional opponents. All teams ahead of you in the standings. Not way ahead of you. A game, 2.5 games. Like nothing ahead of you. You, for all the stuff that you've mentioned, Gold, which I think is more than fair, which is you have to be above 500, all that stuff, but nobody in the AL is above 500. They all stink. 5 teams, and 3 of them are 18 and 17. So or 18 and 16 and 18 and 17. So they're above 500, but let's not make it seem like they're the Yankees and the Rays who are 10, 9, 11 games above. Right now, as it sits, you're 2.5 games back of first. You win the series against Cleveland, you could be in first. It doesn't mean you would be, but winning the series against Cleveland could mean you're in first place. Or at the very least, back in second place. You got out of the cellar. You got above the Twins. Now take the next step and start climbing up the board. Because I had always said I want him to get back to 500 by the end of May. That was my goal. Because then I think you really can kind of go on a run. But as the text line pointed out, you got to pretty much play 18 games above 500 the rest of the way.
To get to right around that mark that we think it's going to take to guarantee a playoff spot, 87 wins-ish.
Yeah, so you're going to have to start doing that now. Look, there's a chance, admittedly. There's at least a decent chance that this division is won by 86 games this year, 85 games. The way it's going,
I hope so.
I don't think
For the
it's
Royals'
crazy.
sake.
I do hope so for the Royals' sake as well. The American League is down. It is not nearly as good as the National League. There are 8 teams above 500 in the National League, and those teams are, most of them, well above 500. There are 7 teams that have a better above 500 record than all the other 3 teams we mentioned at the bottom of the American League. So it is lower in chance. But because these are the teams ahead of you, don't get further behind. Lose the series goal. Now what? You're back to 5. You're back to 6 games below 500. You're 5 games back of the Guardians, the Tigers, the White Sox. Maybe the Twins have jumped you back in last place. I'm not saying I would just panic and just wrap it up and say there's no chance still. But it's this is a chance to just get the whole buy back into the city.
Well, and
could happen in the next 7 games.
The flip of the month to May, it's so bizarre. On one hand, you can be very frustrated by it. On the other hand, you say, thank goodness the worst is behind them, hopefully, which is the minute the calendar turned to May, Vinny, I know he had the injury, but once he came, Vinny looks like he's headed in the right direction as well. I just think, as I said earlier in the noon hour, Cody, I think they have figured out a lineup to me that should be the lineup for a majority. We'll see if they stick with it. And the bullpen is still figuring things out, and they don't and it's been a lot better. What was the ERA? We said 1.5 something right now. The ERA for the bullpen. So they're pitching a lot better, 1.52. And Carlos Estevez, could he be back in 2 or 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
He's heading to Omaha.
Yeah,
so
2 weeks away from Carlos, and that was your opening day closer. And they have been chasing their tail since in the bullpen. Really,
they've got Walker tonight against Bybee. Walker's been great again this year.
Yes, he has.
So we would think that they've at least got the edge tonight. Then it's Noah Cameron tomorrow. He's been not very good. We can talk more about him maybe. Yeah, understandably. But he's up against their best starter so far this year in Gavin Williams. So that doesn't play out good for them. Cole Reagans, who's been bad on the road, has been very good at home. So maybe there's a little bit something there. And then Seth Lugo. You have the pitching advantage in 3 of the 4 starts, I think, in this series, with tomorrow's game being the noticeable disadvantage. Maybe it's even between Cantillo and Reagans because Cantillo's having a much better year than Reagans, but Reagans has been much better at home. But there's a decent chance you should be able to at least split against Cleveland. It also just proves to me that you can keep winning or playing even in series against good teams, which makes me think maybe you'll beat the bad ones. The A's. I'm sorry, forget the records for a minute. The A's are a good baseball team, and we know they're a good baseball team.
First in the AL West.
Okay, you had a good series against them. Didn't win it, but it was a close series against them. You then swept the Mariners, who were another good team. Almost played in the World Series last year. Now you've got the 2 teams ahead of you in first and second place in the division. You got to prove that you can continue to play at the levels of these teams playing, especially in the division. It just feels like a huge series. I do think that even we were asking earlier what games you watch. This feels like a 7-game stretch to be locked into. If the Royals are playing good baseball, you're going to want to keep watching. Hope Walker has it tonight. The whole key sometimes it feels like is the game 1. Just get the win and set the homestand off to the right. Tone. Just set the tone for the whole trip. Just get the win. Feel like you're off and you can't lose. It's always sometimes when you win the first 2 when you're like, oh, well, now you're unstoppable. How can this homestand go poorly? I know that it can, but sometimes it just feels like once you do that, once they got that second game against Seattle, that one felt bigger than the one yesterday. And you're like, but how? It's because
the pressure's off too.
Well, and that one was they struck out 17 times. They're not supposed to win that game. Cags comes up with a big hit. They had let the last series go after winning game 1, and that'd be a chance to lose the series again on Sunday. That win just felt momentous in so many ways, like the kind that carries you a little bit. They carried it right into Sunday and played great. So, keep it going against the Guardians tonight, and hopefully we're talking about another Royals win tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited to be out there tonight and get the Cags bobblehead as well. I'll see if we can snag an extra one, Cody. I doubt
if you can snag an extra one for me.
I doubt it, though.
But if you can, help your friend out.
I don't know if I
don't have glasses,
What does that have to do with
feel sympathy for me?
What does that have to do with the bobblehead? What is that?
Feel sympathy for me.
What does that have to?
You want Gold that's, hey, I've got this friend with no glasses. He just lost his glasses today.
The buddy I'm going with definitely wants his bobblehead, so I can't just ask for his.
Okay. Maybe I'll text our friend Donna, see if she can. If she just hand it to you, will you take it? Will you carry it for me?
I mean, if that happened, I would carry it.
I don't have time
for
to
you.
go tonight, or I would. I'd make the effort.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going, and then yesterday saw the weather and saw the Royals obviously get to
Saw the
sweep
bobblehead
yesterday.
giveaway, and you said,
I
"You know
said,
what?
all right, let's do. I got to get the Cags bobblehead. It's a good night for it, I think. All right, let's talk about a reunion happening in sports. One that I don't know if we needed, but people can act like they don't care. But I think if the clips start circulating on social media, people will at least listen or watch. That is that Skip Bayless is going to join Stephen A. Smith on First Take this Friday. The first time the two have appeared on the show together since June of 2016, according to Front Office Sports. This is going to happen. The reunion is described as a one-time show.
Sure.
I think we will see that change by the time we get to fall and the football season. But Skip Bayless, Stephen A., they were running sports television for a while, man, in the debate format. And it got very, very stale, I think, at the end. Of course, Skip left for Fox and FS1 and everything, but they're just going to play the hits on Friday. My guess is they will debate the Cowboys in some form or fashion, LeBron James, James Harden, something else that they've hit on a bunch, and they'll argue and yell, and it'll just be like 2017 all over again.
When I watched ESPN in my youth, and look, I watched more like Pardon the Interruption and those like this set, Stephen A. and Skip Bayless was more like I was working in the industry and they would occasionally offer us juicy nonsense to discuss on the show. So like I wasn't ever a regular watcher of this show. Matter of fact, I doubt I've seen a full episode more than I've just seen like social media.
Yeah, it's mainly that applies to all those afternoon shows
ESPN,
like that.
Is there someone under 30 you'd like to employ? Your running back grandpas argue, yell at TV this Friday? My ageism is back. What are we doing here? Like you can't come up with a different system besides Skip and Stephen A. yell at each other for a little bit? I will say I couldn't believe Drew said it'd been 10 years, or you said 2016 was the last time they did?
10 years.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, 10 years since they were on TV together. Of course, Skip up until 2 years ago, whatever it was at this point, or he was on FS1 with Shannon Sharp and until that whole show fell apart.
Yeah, I just don't understand the need or desire to do it or any like movement inside of it. I am laughing. The text line continues to be funny. Somebody said, you just tell him that your friend is blind and he likes to
jeez.
Okay. That's where you cross the line.
Pretending I'm blind because I don't have my glasses right now?
Yeah, that's...
But I lost him. And I'm hoping to find him with a metal detector a listener brought us earlier today.
Unbelievable.
Do you guys want another Skip and Stephen A. moment?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to hear one?
Go
Let's
ahead.
just get a reminder. Let me
ahead.
hear it a little.
Okay.
No way Scottie Pippen was a top 50 player. What? Michael Jordan made him. Yes.
You're going too
Don't
far.
get me started.
You're going too far, Skip. You're
No.
going too far.
I'm
Scottie
not.
Pippen is an all-time 50
Hey, let me
player.
just ask you a question. What happened after the Bulls broke up and Scottie Pippen still wait, is still in his prime?
He wasn't in his prime.
Yes, he was.
He was not in his prime.
Yes, he
See,
was.
you don't know basketball. You just got caught. It's official.
I guess the one
There's
thing
going to be a moment
it's
where
so ridiculous.
there will be, okay, the show's 2 hours. An hour and a half of that, hour and 45 minutes is going to be totally useless and nonsense. But there will be 15 combined minutes through the 2 hours that are going to be clipped, and it'll give you a flashback to 2016. Where
I don't know if I need that flashback though.
I don't.
You know, like
I guess it's weird. It birthed the debate format in television that I don't particularly enjoy.
It did kick things off to another degree, which we're still dealing with, I suppose, today. But maybe it's because I grew up like middle school, high school. Like I'd sit down, during summer breaks, you'd watch them talk, and it was entertaining in a way.
Stephen A. Smith is one of the most polarizing people ever on television. Skip Bayless is up there on that list as well. I have respect for that part of it, right, and what it meant for the industry at the time. Those shows are not for me either. I'm with you. Right, like at the
I
time,
haven't watched the First Take.
That's
forever.
That's what I'm saying. Like those, I have no interest in those shows. At the time, though, it was quote unquote groundbreaking. Like it was a big deal.
Yeah, John Skipper and the whole ESPN format when they did the really two types of shows: Around the Horn PTI version of shows, and then the Let's Debate format.
The problem is they all turned into debate shows.
But like the problem was, even at that time, they would take the extreme on occasion and they would do it. But now in my opinion, part of the problem is the entire format is 5 people sit around the room, and one producer says, Alex, you have to have the worst opinion today. You got to come on the air, and we need you to say that Sam Darnold is the second best quarterback in the NFL. And you got to stand behind it, and you got to defend it all day. And you're like, no one believes it. I think occasionally they come on there and they defend a side that no one's asking you to defend.
That's what's happened.
Because genuinely no one believes that side. This show prides itself genuinely on not doing that. I don't just defend a side I have no belief in.
You can think we have a terrible opinion all the time.
Yeah.
Plenty of times you can disagree with the opinion, think it's terrible. But I think, we both said this, and it doesn't mean that that you guys don't think it's a bad take. But like, I truly, if I have a strong stance on something, I truly only say something that I actually believe. Like, that's just something that we've tried to make this show about. That's not like trying to dismiss anybody else and how they go about their business, but like, that's not something I don't want to be fake and phony. Like, especially when it comes to a sports take, I'm not going to like
when Alex and Drew argue in the air, they genuinely disagree with each other on it. It's not like it's not for
do
show.
I occasionally purposely bring up Cincinnati? Sure, but my stance on I don't like Cincinnati, and I think the Bengals are home to Loserville. Like, I believe that. I believe that. Yeah. See, Drew, that's why I bring it up, though. But
why would you do that?
But I believe it. I mean, I don't know if Bob. I will say, I don't know if Fesco believed. I hope this was him just having fun. Did you hear this last week?
Was it when I was gone?
Yeah, on our social media heading into the Kentucky Derby.
I was really.
It's a drop that's in the system that will never get deleted.
I like being spanked.
He actually said that.
What now?
He's talking. We had a Would You Rather. You were here for that.
Oh, I did do that.
Would you rather be the winning jockey or winning horse? Obviously,
And
the
I said
Derby,
jockey.
Golden Tempo
Okay.
won.
Yeah.
Shout out to Golden Tempo. And I said, I'd rather be the horse. You get studded out or whatever. And Bob's response was, I'd rather be the jockey.
I like being spanked.
The horse.
The horse. Yes.
I don't really need to know that about Bob, one way or the other.
That's a real cut. That's not AI.
I like being spanked.
That's real.
That actually. By the way, somebody on the text line, I feel like this would be appropriate given my enjoyment for Scooby-Doo. Somebody said, can you please look this up? So I did this for them. Velma losing her glasses. Shout out to you who texted that in.
Do you know how stupid I felt? Do you know how stupid you feel when you lose your glasses? Is that worse than losing your keys or your wallet or what?
The glasses is worse because I think you would know
your face.
You would know right away when you stop seeing properly. As in, I should look right now where the glasses went.
I had sunglasses on my face. I once lost my wallet in a toll booth in Chicago. That was unfortunate.
What? Do you have a history of just losing things?
I lost my wallet in a toll booth in Chicago.
What were you doing in the toll booth?
A toll booth?
Paying it. Well, they had like I was driving an old beater car, picked up my friend from college. The window wasn't working quite as well as it had been, so I just opened the door to pay it. Wallet fell out. Truck driver found it, delivered it to my house 3 weeks later.
You didn't know that you lost it.
I knew I lost it because we were on gas fumes getting home because we had cash, but only so much in those days. But I had no wallet. I couldn't pay for anything. I was picking up my broke college friend. We weren't like flooded with cash. It was a tight ride home as I had zero access to more money. So now I canceled everything, all that stuff, and it had cash in it too, my wallet. And so he brought it all the way back. Just randomly shut up my door and said, "You lost your wallet." I found it in a toll booth in Chicago.
That's crazy. I would also argue that would never happen today.
I couldn't believe he showed up in my house. It's insane.
I don't
It was
think
awesome.
No, it's awesome. Unfortunately, I don't think that would happen again.
Probably not. I
That
offered
person
him a
would never
reward.
have
I
brought
offered
it
him
to
some of
you.
the cash out of my wallet, and he's like, "No, I'm all right." I was like, "Okay."
Someone
said I was coming to Kansas City anyway.
2 different people sent this text in. I swear, 2 different people. They said, that sounds like a country and western song. I lost my wallet at a toll booth in Chicago. Or I lost my wife at a toll booth in Chicago.
I haven't lost a wallet in a really, really, really
my
long
wallet
time.
at a toll booth
But
in
I
Chicago.
lost it twice, Drew. I lost that one time in Chicago, and then one time I lost when I was working in restaurants. Not my whole wallet, but the money clip I used to keep full of cash. I had $500 in it or something stupid because I was coming home from work, and I dropped it in a pile of leaves. God, I do lose stuff a lot.
What is going on?
And then somebody returned that one too. I walked past, I'd lost all the money. I was like, that sucks. That's a lot of money to lose, especially for me at that time. And I walked past a telephone pole, and there was a sign that said, "I found a money clip. If you can describe it, I will give it to you." It's like, That's my money.
You also
Guy gave me the whole thing back.
Hang on.
All the cash.
Not only do you
People are kind to me.
Not only do you lose a lot of things, you might have some of the best luck on the planet for you to get them returned both times.
It's karma. I'm nice to people. They're nice to me back.
Yeah, evidently so.
Gentleman brings me in a metal detector so I can find my glasses later. Karma's going to get me. I'm going to find these glasses in the
Well, you have the metal
in the
detector
leaves.
now. You will. I fully expect you to find it.
I can't find it with no glasses, that's for sure. Somebody said use your phone to zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
That can help.
Sorry, the text line's right. I'm helpless sometimes. Try not to be, but don't have it all together.
All right, coming up next, we'll get to what's trending. Some thoughts on what we want to see happen tonight for the Royals against the Guardians. And you just mentioned it a second ago. Golden Tempo, what happened at the Kentucky Derby. I want to get into that a little bit. I thought it was kind of interesting. That's next.
You're listening to Cody and Gold.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I on a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. FanDuel can make watching the NBA playoffs even more exciting because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. You can turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to stats and trends, FanDuel has all the tools you need to back them up. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. Bet on the players you love the way you want by visiting FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler at Chain Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, never with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Mother's Day, celebrate her with something truly special. At P.F. Chang's, enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at just $89.99. Featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice, plus the bold signature flavors she loves. It's more than a meal. It's a celebration made just for her. Reserve your table now and make Mother's Day unforgettable. Only at P.F. Chang's. Available when you dine in for a limited time only at participating locations. Offer may vary.
For 75 years, Kansas City families have trusted Anthony for comfort, safety, and dependable service. Thank you for trusting us with your house keys. Anthony, in your home for 75 years.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's trending?
Cheddar, mozzarella, Havarti.
Number one on What's Trending, some breaking news in Major League Baseball in the last couple of minutes. Jeff Passan just sent out a tweet. Detroit ace pitcher Tarek Skubal undergoing surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow.
Huge.
According to Passan, these procedures typically sideline players for 2 to 3 months. He should return before the season's over, but obviously a big blow for a guy that's due to be a free agent, a 2-time reigning AL Cy Young Award winner. For the Royals' sake, this is a Tigers team that is right there atop the AL Central. They're going to be competing with all year, and you're not going to have to deal with Skubal for a couple months.
And he would have been scheduled to pitch this week. He skipped one start because of the elbow. But if he had pitched this week, you would have had to face a very tough lefty in the upcoming series after the Guardians won and now get to avoid it. This is huge news for the Royals. We can talk about it coming up a little bit, plus him. And this is also why he fought for all that money in the arbitration hearing. Next up on What Trending, the Royals did sweep the Mariners over the weekend, getting all 3 games against Seattle, open up a huge homestand tonight against the Guardians, and of course the Tigers later in the week. Is Jack Caglione bobblehead giveaway night.
Yeah.
House Gold will be in attendance. Text line over there, they said, word is Cody won't go because he doesn't have any Diamond Club seats, won't sit with the pores. And then I just curious, where are you sitting tonight?
In the Diamond Club?
Oh! Text line's got me pegged all wrong. Or they have us both right, but either way. Those are nice seats, I bet.
They are. I'm very excited to sit there this evening.
They sound very nice. Diamond Club, all right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there.
Second best seats besides the Crown seats.
I would agree. Diamond Club MVP is pretty damn good.
Okay, if we're doing subclasses.
Yes.
That's
but
up
no.
on the list.
Yes, fortunate to sit there tonight. I hope to see you guys out at Kauffman Stadium. I believe Dusty will be there this evening as well. All right, elsewhere on What's Trending, NBA postseason continues tonight, but let's go backwards for a second. Game 7s yesterday, 2 of them. Pistons advance past the Magic, 116-94. The Cavs advance past the Raptors, 114-102. It sets up a couple games tonight. after the 76ers got past the Celtics, coming back 3-1 in that series. The Sixers take on the Knicks at Madison Square Garden tonight, 7 o'clock. At 8:30, Timberwolves and Spurs. That's game one of the Western Conference semifinals. And then tomorrow we'll get Lakers, Thunder, Cavs, Pistons.
Next up on What's Trending, speaking of playoffs, let's do Stanley Cup. We're at 8 final teams, so the semis of the Eastern and Western Conferences. Avalanche currently hold a 1-0 lead after they scored, was it 9 goals on Saturday?
Last night. Last night.
Sorry.
It was 5-5 after the second period.
Ended up being 9-5 or 9-6 by the time it was all done. Game 1 of the Golden Knights and the Ducks will be tonight. Hurricanes, Flyers tonight as well with the Carolina up 1-0 in that series. And then the Sabres and the Canadiens will do game 1 tomorrow. Tomorrow night. Did you see the Hurricanes ice skate beer?
Yes. Instead of like a bat, the beer bat, it's a beer skate.
It's like a clear
it's
skate.
Really cool.
I love it.
Beer skate.
Good.
Yeah,
very, very good.
I wonder do they say what that costs? What are they selling that for? Because we've seen the beer bats, but this is a beer skate.
And you and I were at the Golden Knights game where they do a Zamboni chicken finger and fry thing.
Yeah, it definitely is a baseball thing to do that though, because like they got like the helmet buckets of nachos or popcorn. Yeah, the ice cream as well.
Filled with beer, approximately, I think it's like $30. You can buy one without the beer in it, but
thinking of
$30.
concession items, by the way, that's what's trending. We can end it there. While we're on that theme for a second, Randy Johnson, of course, had his number retired at the Royals-Mariners game on Saturday night in Seattle. And we all know his nickname is the Big Unit. They did a Big Unit hot dog, 51-inch hot dog for $37. Feels like actually not a terrible price.
Like
you split that with. Can you cut it
with 10 people?
Can you cut that up? Because I mean, you're not
a long hot dog.
Yeah. Like you're not eating one into the glizzy and the other. You're not Lady in the Tramping this thing. You know.
Even still, that would be 26 inches of, or I guess 25 and a half inches of.
Did you see the patch too for the Randy Johnson patch?
I did not see.
They have like
patch
a
is
special
sick.
jersey patch.
Oh, cool.
For
I did not notice that.
I saw Jake Eisenberg talking about it because he's one of the few players to have his number retired by multiple teams.
I believe Randy Johnson played for the AAA team in Indianapolis Indians.
Did he?
I believe so. I think he has his name up on one of the flags there.
Randy Johnson.
Only got to see him pitch once.
I don't think. Did I? I don't know if I ever saw Randy Johnson.
He was in the league
pitch.
a long time.
I know.
You might have accidentally seen him. But interleague play wasn't the same, and divisional play was more time.
When did he last play? I'd have to look.
He played for both on the NL and AL side.
He did. He played.
His last year was 2009. Dude, he played till he was 45.
I might have seen him at the K once. I don't know. I sure as heck wouldn't have seen him at another ballpark.
And now he does like photography and stuff. He's actually very good at it.
Yeah, him and King Griffey Jr. They constantly show those two guys taking photos at the different.
I don't know if it was the mustache, but I was always intimidated. I was always intimidated by Randy Johnson. When I saw him, I was like, I don't know if I like this guy too much.
6'10". He's 6'10".
I mean, Unit is
there's a
all-time nickname.
There's a little Dale Earnhardt look to him.
Yeah,
the Big Unit is like
it's a hell of a nickname.
It is. Let's talk a little bit about Tarek Skubal for a minute. Then we can talk about the epic come-from-behind win in the Derby to wrap the show up. This is a big deal for the division. This is a bigger deal than the Guardians losing Shane Bieber at the beginning of the season or before the season started last season. This is the reigning Cy Young Award winner, and he might very well be out for 3 months, is at least possible. 2 to 3 months is the timeline that he gave. And the Royals have 2 series against the Tigers the next 30 days. And a team that they're chasing in the division, a million things. It matters for the Royals, but it matters for baseball. Clearly, that's what happened in his last start before he ended up skipping one. That was his worst start of the season. He didn't even go 5 innings. Before that, he had like a sub-2 ERA. He was an unstoppable
He's been the best
force.
pitcher in baseball, if not the second
Other
best.
than Shohei.
Second best pitcher in baseball for the last 3 years. And it's a massive blow for, as you said, for their chances in the division. Good for the Royals, but also bigger picture, impending free agent. You know, there was rumors would he get traded. He had the massive arbitration case, and now it potentially can screw up how the rest of his time in Detroit goes. You know, now he will return according to the timeline. So if he pitches great and the Tigers are in the playoffs, maybe it doesn't impact anything for him.
Could he be traded still now though?
You can't trade an injured player, right? So.
Well, let's just say, but 2 months from now, that's trade deadline.
Okay.
Let's say on the short end of the injury, he's available right. But I mean, it would be dead on it. Couple of weeks, give or take, on the other side. If you're the Tigers, this is the worst case scenario by a mile. You're paying the guy $32 million in an arbitration case you were desperately hoping to pay half of, and now he's not even going to pitch for you. They spent money. Now, look, I will say, good for them for signing Framber Valdez, because otherwise, that rotation would have been looking real bleak, because they're not nearly as deep 3 through 5 as the Royals are. So, like, they're getting worst case scenario. At this point, if they fall off because of the lack of this injury, if they're in third place come trade deadline time and Skubal's coming back, I think you have to trade him. But you're getting less back in compensation, I would feel like, just based on the injury, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know about you. I mean, it's a huge blow. I don't want to downplay it at all. I don't now suddenly think the Tigers are just going to fall apart, though. I think that would be a bit of wishful thinking. I would love to see that for the Royals' sake, Cody, but I don't know. Based off of what they're getting even from some of their young players, obviously Kevin McGonigal got called up. And has been very, very good since he got called up for them. I don't think like the Tigers are just suddenly now going to just not play good baseball. It
just depends on if they find this deflating emotionally, in addition to having one less good starter.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to hurt them, but are they suddenly going to go from a team that compete to win the division to now they're just not going to make the playoffs? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Some teams overcome it, some don't. I mentioned Shane Bieber last year for a reason. Mm-hmm. Shane Bieber went down and we're like, boy, I mean, for a team that's roster I don't already love, that feels like a pretty big miss for the Guardians. But they were better than the Royals last year and were a playoff team last year and competed for the division last year and all the stuff that you would have liked the Royals to do. So it's not to say you can't overcome these things. And the Tigers overall, you're right, don't have the world's worst roster or anything. And they are getting good contributions out of some young players on their team. So are the Royals, obviously, but so are the Tigers, at least from that end.
What are the latest odds to win the division? I wonder.
It's a huge deal to lose Skubal.
I'm assuming they've shifted, not only because the Royals have been playing better, but now with this news. Let's see. What do you think the divisional odds are on FanDuel? Here we go.
I'll bet that
What's your guess? I got them in front of me.
I'll bet that the Guardians are the favorite at like plus 210.
Okay.
Tigers at plus 250. Royals at 10-1.
No. So not only because the Royals have been 5-1 for a week or so.
Oh, are they 5-1? They're that good?
They're lower than that now. They were a 5-1.
I apologize.
So the Tigers are plus 160.
Okay.
The Guardians plus 175. So pretty close. The
I thought that they'd be close, but I
the
thought
Royals
they'd be
plus 350.
I don't think I'm getting good enough odds to bet it.
Not anymore. Twins a week and a half ago. The Twins are 10-1, and then the White Sox are 17-1.
You know what's crazy about that is the White Sox have a better record than the Royals, and the Twins are only a half game back of them.
Yeah,
so like the odds makers,
it's the expectation belief of these teams.
But there's something to that. The odds makers still very much like Kansas City. Mm-hmm. If you're telling me right now, two teams that have very similar records, one of which has a better record than them, currently are 10-1, which is what I thought the Royals would be just based on their record, Gold.
Now the Royals too.
So I was right in like the thinking, but wrong on what the odds makers think about the Royals. I guess.
And the Royals now, the latest to win 80 or more games is minus 108. The Tigers to win 80 or more is minus 220.
Yeah, I mean, but they got off to now they're about 500. But again, it is still a big deal. It really is. It's a big deal that they're losing.
Changes the whole American League Cy Young race as well. I mean, some people don't care about that. I find that to be fascinating more from a betting angle. But now Cam Schlittler is the favorite. Max Fried, Dylan Cease. It takes Skubal out of the Cy Young race. So the guy was the favorite. So
I guess Cy Young odds now.
It makes it very interesting at the top with Max Fried and Dylan Cease, Cam Schlittler.
Where's Carter Jensen now? Since we're just talking odds,
for rookie
for rookie of the year? Fifth, fourth, or fifth would be my guess. Third, fourth, or fifth, somewhere in there.
Fifth. McGonigal is the favorite, co-favorite with Murakami.
Oh, he does lead the majors in homers.
They're both.
I'm actually surprised they're co-favorites.
Plus 150. So two AL Central guys are co-favorites, and then Chase DeLauder out in Cincy, Okamoto with the Blue Jays, and then Carter Jensen 20-1.
How about this? Shohei Ohtani is already like minus 400 to win the National League MVP.
Yeah, of course he is.
What's the point? You can't even win that award in the National League.
Minus 360.
He's got like a 0.9 earned run average or something, and hits. It's just ridiculous. Like being in the National League, you just can't win They should have a separate award.
If you're wanting, Bobby still has the third best odds despite the quote unquote slower start. If we want to, he's got the third best odds. Now it's a big drop off. Yordan Alvarez looks like he's returned to form if he can stay healthy for the Astros. He's plus 270. He's just behind Aaron Judge, who's the favorite for American League MVP.
Here's one final question I have on Scooble, and then we can talk Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Scooble, why on earth?
Oh, just shut it down?
Yeah. Just hear me out. Why on earth would you even want to hurry back from this injury? What he wants is to be a 29-year-old Cy Young Award winner who is 100% healthy before he enters free agency. He might get $500 million in free agency. He might get $500 million, $600 million. Why would you risk the single greatest payday in your life to come back and fight for the Tigers for the month of July and August? Like, and I'm not saying that it can't, there's a competitive part of it and all these other things. I'm just saying if it could be a 3-month injury, it could be a 5-month. I wouldn't be in a hurry if I'm Scooble. I got to be healthy before I ever step foot on a mound.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I would say the argument for it might be he needs to go and show he's fully healthy, so he makes a couple starts to show that he is fully healthy. I don't know. By the way, text line correct. Yeah, Chase DeLauder, I said Cincinnati, I guess.
It's for the love of the game, Cody.
Sorry.
The love of the game. That's why he's going back to play with the Tigers.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that that's not a thing, and I get the reference you're making.
Mm-hmm.
But genuinely, Drew,
You're
you can have a
saying
love of the
it's not
game. Drew, maybe you love radio or you love golf, but if somebody said I'll pay you $500 million not golf this year, you're not going to pick up a club. Like, I mean, there's a number in which there's a number. And look, I'm not saying
though he needs to show that he's healthy when he comes back and have a couple starts if he's 100% to show that he's 100%.
I think no.
Further,
I think he gets the money no matter what. The only risk is if he gets hurt again.
Sure,
that's what hurts.
If you're
wallet.
the Tigers, you definitely want him to come back and play. So you get the Tigers. Where I think I agree with Cody. Where if you're the Dodgers, I don't think that's going to stop me from offering whatever is needed to pay.
Unless he gets hurt again.
But does it hurt? They're going to offer him a huge deal. But does it take? I have no idea. Does it take $20 million off? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it has no bearing at all.
As of right now, I think it has no bearing. If he came back and got hurt, I think it does have a bearing, which is why you want to be 100% and why I wouldn't be surprised.
Fair.
And look, I know
Dodgers,
Scooble cares about the check because he fought like hell to get every penny from the Tigers this offseason.
If it is the Dodgers, though, does it not matter more because of the situation they're in compared to a team like like the Mets or some like another team that has money, but they're not like they're not doing what the Dodgers are doing. Like if that makes sense.
No,
like,
somebody will still pay him. I'm not saying like he's not going to get a check.
It's just that you're not going to offer as much because of the.
Everybody's a little bit different. And I'm not even saying most people land in this category, which is I would like the single biggest check somebody will offer me. It just so happens in baseball, it's the best of both worlds. The single biggest check in the NFL might come from the Tennessee Titans or the Arizona Cardinals, and it sucks.
Right.
The best check in baseball comes from the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Mets, Drew. Like you get paid and get to go to a great team. You don't even have to take the check from some crap organization.
Yeah.
The biggest check and the best teams are synonymous. So, like, all I'm saying is that, like, I feel like it can only stand to hurt him, Gold, if he risks injury. Otherwise, I don't think his number changes.
So, big news in the AL Central. If you're just joining us, Scooble headed to the IL, going to be out for potentially 2 to 3 months with elbow surgery. It's not it's not structural, but he's got some stuff they got to clean up in the elbow. Loose bodies is what they how they phrased it. Big news in the American League. All right, briefly, let's talk about the Kentucky Derby. That was on Saturday. I know it's one of those where for about a day or so we all pretend to be locked in to horse racing. And it's always cool to see different parties around town. We mentioned our friends over at Rieger had their Kentucky Derby party. Carrington was in Louisville for his second year. I'm sure he's going to talk all about it coming up at 2 o'clock. Golden Tempo was the winner and completely came out of nowhere. There's a lot to think is pretty cool about it, but here was the call. And 20, I think the closing line was 26-1, I think, 23-1.
Further ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Denon Bourbon in front. O'Sally a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo. Golden Tempo and Cherie DeVaux make history in the Kentucky Derby over Renegade in a final time of 2:02.27 seconds.
23-1. That call, of course, on NBC. The favorites bumped around a lot right before post time and everything, where all of a sudden you had Renegade was a favorite and So Happy was a favorite at one point in time. You had a horse scratched late because it flipped on its back, which is too bad to see. Does that horse go to like concussion protocol right before the race started or something like that? But awesome comeback. I mean, the replay, I'm sure you guys have seen it, the aerial shot of just how far Golden Tempo had to travel to get up there is remarkable. This horse, I guess, has been in last place in a lot of races, and then it's the first female trainer ever to win the Kentucky Derby.
And then to sneak through like that kind of, like the whole story is great, but just like, I guess at some point, maybe you just don't think anybody's going to make a push from that far back. So you don't worry about a push from that far back? It does seem crazy to me.
They were saying it'd be fascinating to see how far they actually travel, because if you're up the inside, it's less. It's less.
Yeah, they went from outside.
Actual feet. Where you go to the outside, you're running a further distance, and he still was able to get the win. So I put in, if you guys remember, in 2022, Rich Strike was 80-1. I didn't put the audio in there, but Rich Strike was 80-1, and he won the Derby in 2022, and he had a similar path where they came around the home stretch, and he just went from, I don't even know, like 12th or 13th all the way up and surged past to get the victory.
And they're into the stretch, and it's Fessier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up.